Chapter 809. So fast. That's it? The two attending doctors couldn't help but ask. His life is saved, but he still needs restorative treatment, Wang Yao said. That's it. Haha. Wang Yao smiled faintly. In fact, it was that simple. Once the medicine was taken, the disease would be cured. I'll come back tomorrow, Wang Yao said. Okay, your accommodation has been arranged for you, Wang Yao said. Please come with me. Mu Qingzhou and the others left the hospital with Wang Yao. Director, who is this young man? I don't know, Wang Yao said. They invited an expert. I think I know, another doctor, who was slightly older than the other doctor, said. Oh! I heard that a few soldiers returned from the border with serious injuries a few days ago and went directly to the hospital in Jing, Wang Yao said. At that time they had no choice, but they invited a doctor to bring them back from the brink of death. The doctor was very young, so it should be this one. You heard it from your friend? Wang Yao asked. Pay attention to the physical condition of those soldiers when you're on duty tonight, Wang Yao said. He looks quite confident, Wang Yao said. After coming out of the hospital, Su Zhixing asked, Brother-in-law, we haven't had dinner yet. Let's find a place to eat. It's already so late, Wang Yao said. It was almost 1 a.m. Eating at this time was easy to burden the body. Wang Yao said. Okay, I've arranged a place for you to stay, Wang Yao said. The place arranged for him was a military guest house in the city. It was only for internal service, and was very considerate. We'll stay here tonight, Wang Yao said. Let's go see the three of them tomorrow. Okay, Wang Yao said. Wang Yao was not tired at all after traveling thousands of miles a day. However, the doctors in the hospital were different. They had spent a lot of effort on these soldiers because the situation was too dangerous when they came here. Although they had been treated by Wang Yao, the medical staff still had a very skeptical attitude. They were quite worried. Every once in a while they would check and record the physical data of the soldiers. It was obvious that their physical data was constantly improving. Is this really useful? The attending doctor on duty looked at the record in his hand. It's really useful, the head nurse on duty said. She was worried, so she went to check the records herself. Amazing! The night passed very slowly. The morning sun was very warm. The three unconscious soldiers all woke up. He's awake. The medical staff on duty hurriedly examined the body of the soldier who had just woken up. The result of the examination surprised them. Compared to yesterday's examination, it was like heaven and earth. When the soldier was first sent here yesterday, he was in a critical condition. It was not an exaggeration to say that his life was hanging by a thread. The higher-ups specially sent experts to follow him and specially organized a consultation. It took a lot of effort to save the lives of the three of them. Of course, it was only saved. Their condition could deteriorate at any time. The sword of death was still hanging over the heads of the three of them. But last night, after the young man came, he gave the three of them individual treatment. Then, in just one night, the situation turned from critical to safe. Coincidence? Impossible. If it's a coincidence, then all three of them are out of danger? Isn't this too godly? Where did they invite such a person from? How come I've never heard of him before? Maybe he's a genius from a medical family? Wang Yao got up early. The breakfast in the guest house was also very sumptuous. It tasted good and was served in large quantities. It was also cleaner and safer than ordinary hotels. It was very practical. Brother-in-law, what do you think of this place? Su Zhixing asked with a smile as he drank the millet porridge. Well, it's very good. It was clean, practical, and quieter. That's good, Su Zhixing said. You are my distinguished guest. After breakfast, they went to the hospital again. The three injured soldiers had woken up. You're here. This time, the medical staff of the hospital expressed great gratitude for their arrival. What's the situation? Su Zhixing asked. It's probably because of your brother-in-law's treatment yesterday. How are the three of them doing? Su Zhixing asked. Very good, Su Zhixing said. They are out of danger. Good. I'll take a look at them again. Wang Yao checked them again. Very good, their lives are not in danger, Su Zhixing said. The next step is recovery treatment. Okay. Can I trouble you to leave for a moment? Wang Yao calmly asked. The doctors were stunned. Oh. Their expressions were a little awkward. In fact, they wanted to see how he treated them. Okay, I won't bother you. Only Wang Yao and the patient were left in the ward. The first patient had been poisoned by a knife wound. It was easy. The antidote yesterday had played its role. He gave him some more to consolidate the effect of the medicine. He then gave him a small cup of regather soup to consolidate his corporeity. Thank you, the soldier who woke up said weakly. Lie down. Your task now is to have a good rest. Okay. Tell me if you feel uncomfortable. Wang Yao began to use a unique technique to dredge his meridians and circulate his blood. The soldier frowned slightly. Where do you feel uncomfortable? Su Zhixing asked. My stomach hurts a little. Bear with it for a while, Wang Yao said. The soldier's wound was in his abdomen. It was normal for him to feel pain. Although the poison had been detoxified, the meridians and internal organs in his abdomen were damaged. He needed further treatment. I'll give you some other medicine. Wang Yao untied the bandage on his abdomen and applied a little ointment to the wound. Soon, the ointment penetrated into the soldier's body and began to work. Okay, you rest for a while. I'll go and see your other two comrades. Okay, thank you. The second soldier was the one who had a gunshot wound. His condition was worse than the first soldier's. Because of the gunshot wound, he had lost a lot of blood. His body was very weak, and he had to undergo surgery to treat it. Although Wang Yao gave him some regather soup the night before, the effect was very limited. You, don't talk. Lie down. Seeing Wang Yao come in alone without a medical staff uniform, the soldier was very surprised and somewhat suspicious. I'm here to treat you, Wang Yao said. He had woken up late. The medical staff did not tell him that a young man had saved him the night before. Wait a minute. He pressed the bell, still worried. Should I go in or not? The medical staff, who heard the bell, hesitated. Come in and explain. Wang Yao came out of the ward and told them about the situation. Oh, that's right. Let's go in and talk. Hearing that the soldier did not trust him, the attending doctor immediately followed him into the ward and briefly explained the situation to the soldier. Mu Qingzhou and Su Zhixing also went in. I'm sorry. He immediately apologized to Wang Yao said. This is a normal situation. There is no need to apologize. At this time, such doubts were normal. Wang Yao gave him some ointment and a cup of regather soup. Okay, have a good rest. The third patient's condition was better than the other two. Although the venomous insects were difficult to treat, Wang Yao had the herbs to restrain the venomous insect. Moreover, the soldier did not lose a lot of blood and did not have any obvious injuries. After successfully removing most of the venomous insects in his body, his recovery speed was the fastest among the three. Your recovery speed is better than both of them, Wang Yao said. Their lives are not in danger now, are they? No, they need to rest for a while, Wang Yao said. You too. Thank you so much, the soldier said. Okay, Wang Yao said after coming out of the ward where the third soldier was. How long will it take for them to be discharged? The first two are estimated to take about 20 days, Wang Yao said. The third one will be discharged in a week. Chapter 8:10. Is it soon? Very soon. The doctors smiled when they heard that. Sure enough, different realms lead to different horizons. After confirming that the soldiers were recovering and that there were no relapses, Wang Yao and the others left the hospital. Accompanied by Mu Qingzhou and Su Zhixing, they spent a day in this very famous tourist city and chatted about some things. Excuse me, Dr. Wang, what is this poisonous insect? Actually, it's just some insects, Wang Yao said. It's just that we haven't seen most of them before. After a long period of training and cultivation, the people who raise the poisonous insects have a very good understanding of their habits and even have a special tacit understanding with them. Are there people who are good at this? The Miaojiang area is good at this, Wang Yao said. Your troops are stationed here, so you should have heard of it, right? I've heard of it from time to time, but I haven't seen it with my own eyes. I only thought it was a rumor. I didn't know how powerful these things are until I saw them with my own eyes. How can you prevent it? You can wear some herbs with special scents, Wang Yao said. These things can expel poisonous insects, but the poisonous insects are generally specially domesticated and have a strong resistance to most herbs. Once the insect eggs enter the body, it will be very troublesome. There were already insect eggs in the soldier's body, but they were discovered in time, and the time was short. In another 2 days, the insect eggs will hatch in his body, swallow his organs, and continue to reproduce in his body. Soon, he will die. Won't these things spread? Wang Yao asked. They will spread, mainly through body and blood contact, Wang Yao said. Most poisonous insects have a limit to their reproduction. After a few generations, they lose the ability to reproduce. A very small number of poisonous insects can break through this limit. Those are the truly terrifying ones. His brother-in-law, you are in the north, Wang Yao said. How do you know so much about these things? Have you been in contact with them before? Yes, I have. The first patient I came into contact with was infected with parasites because he ate seafood. His internal organs were infected and his life was hanging by a thread. Although those parasites were not carefully selected like these goo worms, they were wild and had no limit to reproduction. The principle is the same. The person Wang Yao was talking about was Wei Hai, whom he had met at the beginning of his path as a pharmacist. At that time, Wei Hai was seriously ill, and Wang Yao's medical skills were not as good as they were now. Therefore, it took a lot of effort to treat Wei Hai. Now it would be much easier and Wei Hai would suffer less. I also have some questions. If it's related to your confidentiality rules, you don't have to answer. Ask away. What are those people trying to do? Why are they so arrogant? They must have found something in the forest at the border. Moreover, their activities have become more and more frequent recently. Not only them, but a group of domestic forces have also joined in. In the jungle? Yes. In the jungle, there are precious animals, plants, minerals, and treasures, Wang Yao said. The higher-ups have made a decision, Su Zhixing said. This series of tasks will be completed by our troop. No matter how many times they come, we will be responsible for fighting. Next time, I'll lead the team. Are you feeling better? No problem, Su Zhixing said. I have to get back before October 1st, Wang Yao said. Well, why? My sister is getting married. Ah, so you can stay here before then? Su Zhixing asked with joy. If there are no accidents, I should be able to, Wang Yao said. If there are no accidents, how can there be so many accidents? Su Zhixing asked. In the tropical rainforest near the border in southern Yunnan, do you still want to go there? Well, I've already accepted the reward of $7 million, Su Zhixing said. They have noticed our continuous operations, Su Zhixing said. Every time we go there, we have to sacrifice elite soldiers. You know, we are facing one of the most powerful countries in the world. That is a forbidden area for mercenaries. What are we doing it for? Su Zhixing asked. By the way, as long as there is enough money, we will rush into Jing and kill people, Su Zhixing said. I see, Su Zhixing said. I'll go gather people. Those people must be called, Su Zhixing said. Got it. A white man with a beard looked at the endless forest in front of him. Does that thing really exist? This was a forbidden area for humans. He had led his team in it several times. Every time, they had come back with heavy losses. They had to face well-equipped and well-trained soldiers and those terrible jungle creatures. Money is really something that makes people crazy. In a restaurant in a city in southern Yunnan, Mu Qingzhou and Su Zhixing invited Wang Yao to eat the most authentic local dishes. "How is it? Are you used to it?" Mu Qingzhou asked. "It's okay," Wang Yao said with a smile. "I'm not particularly picky about what I eat." To be honest, the taste of the dishes was a little strange to him. "Brother-in-law, have you ever played with guns?" Mu Qingzhou asked. "Well, I played with guns a few times in college," Wang Yao said. "Do you want to try?" "Sure," Wang Yao said. Almost all men had a special feeling for guns. Wang Yao also had a hot-blooded dream of fighting on the battlefield with guns. "Shall I take you to the army tomorrow to try it? Is that suitable?" Wang Yao asked. "Yes," Mu Qingzhou said with a smile. "That's fine." The three of them drank a little wine. After eating, they went to the hospital. The three soldiers' bodies recovered very well. "The toxins and poisonous insects have been removed," Wang Yao said. "What's left is to recover." The focus of the gunshot wound is to recuperate. Wang Yao gave the two soldiers who had been treated with external injuries a continuous ointment. The magical effect of this strange medicine made the experts praise it. The wounds on their bodies had begun to scab. It had only been a day. It was simply an elixir. "I'll leave a prescription," Wang Yao said. "You can follow the prescription. This prescription has the effect of strengthening the body." "Okay, I'll arrange for a special person to do this," Mu Qingzhou said. "Captain, shall we go back to the army?" Wang Yao asked. "Stay here for another night and go back tomorrow," Wang Yao said. "Okay," Mu Qingzhou said. They stayed in the army's guest house for another night. The next morning, after visiting the three soldiers, who looked much better, the three of them went to the army camp in the mountains. In the car, Su Zhixing expressed his gratitude to Wang Yao again. "Brother-in-law, thank you so much this time. We're family." "You don't have to be so polite," Wang Yao said. "Yes, we're family," Su Zhixing said. "Brother-in-law, when you join our army this time, you have to teach our soldiers something." "What do you want to teach?" Wang Yao asked. "Kung Fu fighting methods," Su Zhixing said. "The things I learn may not be suitable for you," Wang Yao said with a smile. He had said this more than once. "Can I try to teach them?" Su Zhixing still gave the same answer. "Okay," Wang Yao said. This was the army. There was a sense of sternness. "Shall we practice shooting?" "Okay." Soon, they arrived at the shooting range. The soldiers had already prepared their weapons, from pistols to rifles to sniper rifles. "Try it? Can you teach me how to use it first?" Wang Yao said. "Okay, watch carefully." Su Zhixing skillfully used the guns one by one. He was not fast. He loaded, and raised the gun to shoot. Da. Loud gunshots rang out on the shooting range. "You want to try it?" "Okay." Wang Yao took the pistol first. He raised his hand and shot. With a bang, he hit the target in the distance. Interesting. He kept shooting, and the magazine of bullets quickly ran out. Mu Qingzhou noticed something and picked up the binoculars. "What's wrong?" "Nothing, let's continue." Wang Yao raised his hand and picked up the automatic rifle beside him. Then, he pulled the trigger. Da. The bullets shot out. Ding, ding, ding. The bullets hit the steel target. After watching for a while, Mu Qingzhou put down the binoculars and looked at Wang Yao. "Amazing. Did Dr. Wang really only practice shooting when he was in college?" "Yes, he only fired a dozen bullets." Chapter 8:11. What's the matter? Su Zhixing asked with a smile after hearing their conversation. "Take a look for yourself." Mu Qingzhou handed the binoculars to Su Zhixing. He then turned to Wang Yao said, "Dr. Wang, why don't you try shooting a machine gun again?" "Okay." Wang Yao picked up the automatic rifle and pulled the trigger. Half a magazine of bullets flew out. Clang, 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 clang. The target 100 meters away made crisp clanging sound. Are you serious? Su Zhixing put down the binoculars and rubbed his eyes hard. He then looked up at Wang Yao, who was standing beside him. Brother-in-law, tell me the truth. Have you really never practiced before? No. Then do you know the results of your shooting just now? About the 10th or 9th ring? Wang Yao asked. The distance of 100 meters was a bit exaggerated, but with his current extraordinary eyesight, he could actually see the number of rings on the target. His posture of holding the gun was very stable. There was basically no shaking of the gun. When an automatic rifle was continuously fired, there was a certain amount of recoil. Shaking was unavoidable. Even an old soldier could at most stabilize and maintain the minimum amount of shaking. However, when he held the gun, it was as if the gun was fixed in place. There was no shaking at all. After discovering this, Su Zhixing was very surprised. No, how did you do it? Just shoot like this, Wang Yao said with a smile. You said it so calmly, but this sentence is more than 10,000 points of critical damage. It makes it seem like our years of training have been in vain. Su Zhixing slapped his forehead. Two problems, Wang Yao said. First, the shooting is very accurate. Second, the gun is too stable. This is not normal. If you were a well-trained soldier, I could accept this, but you are a doctor who has not been specially trained. I can't figure it out. I can answer this. Wang Yao was silent for a while. First, I can see more clearly, so I can shoot more accurately. Second, I have more strength in my hands, so I hold the gun more steadily. It sounds so simple. Su Zhixing was stunned. Is it really a simple thing? Alright, let's change the topic. Let's try another gun? Okay, then I'll try a sniper rifle? Wang Yao picked up a long rifle. This shooting technique requires a high level of skill, Su Zhixing said after seeing him pick up the gun. Consider the distance, wind speed, and even the humidity of the air. So many ways? Of course. Shooting is a very profound knowledge, especially sniping. It can be said that every sniper is a sharpshooter, but not every sharpshooter can become a sniper. Snipers rely on talent. All the more reason for me to give it a try. The target, which was hundreds of meters away, looked very small to the naked eye. The wind was blowing gently. Wang Yao had never come into contact with such technical terms as wind speed, humidity, and distance. He pulled the trigger easily. The bullet hit the target with a clang. What position are you aiming at? Head. Su Zhixing put down his binoculars and said, Well, fortunately, I didn't hit it this time. Otherwise, I would really wonder if my years of training in the army were in vain. What other guns are there? Su Zhixing asked. This is a shotgun, this is a grenade launcher, and this is a machine gun. Which one do you want to try? Let's try all of them, Wang Yao said. He was interested. Well, let's try all of them. On the shooting range, the gunshots continued to sound. Well, it's almost noon, Mu Qingzhou said after looking at the time. Let's go for lunch and come back after lunch. Okay. The food in the army's cafeteria was very sumptuous. The soldiers of the special forces had a higher standard of food than ordinary troops because they had received more intensive training. They were elites selected from hundreds, even thousands, or even tens of thousands. They carried out dangerous tasks, so they had the right to enjoy such treatment. How is it? Mu Qingzhou asked. Well, it's very delicious, Wang Yao said. Would you like a drink? Mu Qingzhou asked. No, I don't like drinking much, Wang Yao said with a smile. While they were eating, a soldier came over. Mu Qingzhou said something and went out. After a while, he came back. Is there a mission? Su Zhixing asked softly. Let's talk about it after lunch, Mu Qingzhou said. After lunch, they went to the temporary resting place the army had prepared for Wang Yao. I just received a notice that the group of people has appeared on the border again and asked us to go and snipe them, Mu Qingzhou said. I'll lead the team this time, Su Zhixing said. Shall I go and take a look? Wang Yao said. If it's appropriate. You? Su Zhixing was stunned. Why? Is there a rule? No, the battlefield is not a martial arts competition, Su Zhixing said. Knives and guns have no eyes. You'd better not go. He was worried about Wang Yao. This was a mission. If he went, he would be in danger of death. If I go, I may be able to help you restrain those people who use special attacks, Wang Yao said. Don't worry, I won't be a burden to you. Mu Qingzhou was hesitant. They had never done this before. How about this? You send a few soldiers, Wang Yao said. I'll fight with them and you'll know. I know your skills, but… Mu Qingzhou said. I want to go and take a look, Wang Yao repeated. Okay, I'll listen to you, Mu Qingzhou said. Pick a few soldiers and fight with Dr. Wang. In fact, he hoped that Wang Yao could go with the team so that he could save the soldiers' lives if they encountered some special injuries. However, he had to consider Su Zhixing's feelings. Okay. Soon, 5 soldiers were selected. They were all elites in special warfare. They were proficient in firearms, fighting, driving, and so on. Fight with him. One of the soldiers was stunned. What's wrong? This is the Dr. Wang who saved my life last time, Su Zhixing said. Among these people was Meng Wushuang, who had almost died when he was injured in Jing and was rescued by Wang Yao. Really? Why would I lie to you about this? He's a doctor, Su Zhixing said. I know some kung fu, Wang Yao said. I want to try it with you. You don't have to be merciful. You can also use cold weapons. Captain, are you kidding? Meng Wushuang ran up to Su Zhixing and whispered. Are you kidding me? Su Zhixing asked. I'll tell you, he is a kung fu master. Those kung fu skills are not for fighting, Meng Wushuang said. Okay, I'm ready, Su Zhixing said. I'm ready, Wang Yao said with a smile. Begin, Mu Qingzhou said. Then, he decisively retreated, leaving enough space for the few of them. The soldiers looked at each other. They didn't make a move because the man in front of them looked very elegant. He didn't look like he knew kung fu at all. Seeing their hesitation, Wang Yao smiled and said, Then I'll start first. Okay, you start first. Wang Yao took a step and came in front of them in an instant. He flipped his hands, and the soldiers flew out and fell to the ground. It happened in the blink of an eye. Well, what's going on? The soldiers who fell to the ground were stunned. Su Zhixing was also stunned. Mu Qingzhou's eyes were wide open. They hadn't seen how Wang Yao had made his move. Isn't that too fast? Seeing this, the soldiers became serious. They got up and surrounded Wang Yao. Dr. Wang, be careful, Meng Wushuang said. Meng Wushuang shouted and launched an attack. Then, he fell back to the ground. All the other warriors did the same. Hiss, what exactly did your brother-in-law learn? Mu Qingzhou choked on his words for a long time before he finally said something like this. It was one thing for a young doctor to have extraordinary medical skills, but how could he have such mysterious martial arts? How old was he? Wasn't this too mysterious? What do you think? Mu Qingzhou asked. I'm convinced, Meng Wushuang said. They weren't on the same level at all. They couldn't even see his movements clearly. If he used a killing move, they would probably be killed in seconds. What do you think? Wang Yao turned to look at Mu Qingzhou and Su Zhixing behind him. Well, I think we can give it a try, Mu Qingzhou said after thinking for a while. Well, brother-in-law, think about it again, Su Zhixing said as he pulled Wang Yao aside. This is too dangerous. If there is an accident, what should I tell your family? What should I tell Shui? You do it. Wang Yao thought for a moment and called Su Zhixing to the shooting range. What? Shoot me. What? Su Zhixing was stunned. Chapter 8:12. No, Su Zhixing said. What do you mean by that? Su Zhixing asked. Would you believe me if I said I could dodge a bullet? Wang Yao calmly asked. Su Zhixing was stunned. It took him a while to react. You can dodge a bullet? Su Zhixing asked. Yes, let's try it. In fact, Wang Yao hadn't done any experiments. However, based on his understanding of his cultivation, as well as his usual observation, he felt that he should be able to sense the bullet coming at him at high speed and dodge it. He could even try to grab it. Don't joke around, Su Zhixing said. To be honest, he was a little tempted at that moment. He wanted to try it, but after thinking about it carefully, he could not take the risk. Well, don't you have a bulletproof vest? I can wear it just in case. That won't do, Su Zhixing said. With that thing it will hurt a lot. Are you not confident in your marksmanship? Su Zhixing asked. Don't provoke me, Su Zhixing said. This experiment is too dangerous. I won't agree. Tsk yet. Wang Yao wanted to persuade him again, but he refused. If Xiaoxua finds out that I shot you with a gun, she will scratch me to death, Su Zhixing finally said. If you don't tell her and I don't tell her, how will Xiaoxua know? As the two of them were talking, Mu Qingzhou came over. After hearing Wang Yao's request, he was stunned. Well, Dr. Wang, this experiment is too dangerous, Mu Qingzhou said. I agree to let you participate in this operation, but once you find anything unusual, withdraw immediately. Okay, no problem, Wang Yao said. Boss, Su Zhixing hurriedly asked. If you feel you can't win, withdraw immediately, Mu Qingzhou said. I just received a notice that a special team has come to southern Yunnan. A special team? Wang Yao asked. Well, there may be some strange people in it, Mu Qingzhou said. If our sniping is blocked, they will immediately intervene. That's good, Wang Yao said. But Dr. Wang, you can't wear this, Mu Qingzhou said. It's too conspicuous in the jungle. To put it bluntly, it's a live target. You have to change your clothes. No problem. He was wearing camouflage clothing. This is for you. Because he was not a soldier in the army, he was not equipped with standard individual combat weapons, and he did not need them. He only asked for a pistol and a dagger. In fact, he might not be able to use these two things. After they were ready, they set off and took a military helicopter to their destination. In southern Yunnan, there was a large forest that was extremely lush. A considerable part of this area was inaccessible. There were all kinds of creatures in it, and there was no lack of species that were very dangerous to humans. Before setting off, Su Zhixing, who was leading the team, routinely confirmed the tasks and things to pay attention to. Originally, he didn't need to lead the team this time, but he had insisted on coming. He wanted to avenge his fallen comrades and protect his brother-in-law because of Wang Yao. The jungle was very dense. When they arrived, it was already afternoon. Map. They carried high-tech equipment and satellite positioning systems with them. We're here. They might be here, said the warrior in charge of communication and positioning. How much further? 15 kilometers. Let's go. Everyone, be careful. The forest was not quiet. There were birds chirping and insects chirping. Wang Yao walked in the middle of the team. He was the key target of protection, but he did not have the awareness of being protected. He kept looking around. He was observing the trees, flowers, and plants around him. Wherever his eyes passed, their names and growth characteristics appeared in his mind. He wondered if they had value as medicine. This is amomum, cinnamon, white cardamom. One of the soldiers who was leading the way suddenly made a gesture, and then the whole team stopped moving forward. What's the matter? Su Zhixing asked. The soldier pointed to a dead wild deer in front of him. The head was gone and the wound was very flat. I'll go and take a look. A soldier carefully went forward and observed carefully. He then came back. It just died not long ago, Su Zhixing said. The head was cut off. The wound is very flat. It was caused by a sharp blade. Be alert, Su Zhixing said. Be ready to fight at any time. The team immediately spread out in a battle formation. 2 soldiers stayed behind to protect Wang Yao. Somewhere in the jungle, there was a team of 6 fully armed people. What's the matter? We have friends coming, Su Zhixing said. Are they old friends? With such a fast speed, it should be them, Su Zhixing said. Leave them a surprise, Su Zhixing said. Understood, Su Zhixing said. In the jungle, Su Zhixing led the team forward. The sky was getting dark. Coo coo. Some insects were making noise. Stop, Su Zhixing said. The team stopped again. They found several plastic bags in front of them. They seemed to be wrapping something. I'll go and take a look, Su Zhixing said. Be careful, Su Zhixing said. The soldier carefully approached those things. He stopped 2 or 3 meters away from the wrapping. He carefully observed it before retreating. They should not have gone far, Su Zhixing said. There should be 4 or 5 people. Such obvious traces, Su Zhixing calmly said. Was it intentional? Prepare the remote control drone, Su Zhixing said. Buzz. A propeller drone flew into the sky. It made a very slight sound as it flew. The images of the surrounding ground taken at a low altitude were fed back to the mini monitor of the soldiers below. It was very clear. It's safe nearby, Su Zhixing said. There are traces of people passing by here. Let's go. The team continued to move forward. They soon found traces of fallen weeds and footprints on the ground. There should be 5 people, a soldier said after careful observation. Continue to pursue, Su Zhixing said. After a while, the jungle became much denser. In such terrain, the roll of the drone was much smaller, so it was taken back. Pay attention. Su Zhixing made a gesture to remind everyone. The more difficult the terrain was, the easier it was to set up ambushes and trap. Team of 9. Russell. Wang Yao suddenly stopped and turned to look behind him. What's wrong? Su Zhixing asked. Nothing, Wang Yao said. His eyes quickly scanned the jungle. Keep moving forward, Su Zhixing said. The plants here have traces of being cut down. They are very new. Whoosh. A breeze blew. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Several flying arrows were shot from nowhere. Be careful. With a bang, the flying arrows were forced to change direction in midair. They hit the trunk of a nearby tree. Phew, that was close. Several soldiers took a deep breath. This kind of hidden weapon was silent and difficult to guard against. Although it was not life-threatening after being shot, it would reduce or even cause loss of combat ability. The soldiers looked at Wang Yao in a different light. It was Wang Yao's punch that changed the direction of all the hidden weapons flying towards him and hit the trees on the side with a loud bang. What kind of kung fu is this? Meng Wuxuang couldn't help but ask. Void-breaking fist, Wang Yao said. Is anyone injured? Su Zhixing lowered his voice and asked. No, Meng Wuxuang said. Keep moving forward, but be careful of your feet, Su Zhixing said. More than 10 minutes after they had left, a man in camouflage clothes, who was as strong as an ape, came to the place where they had just been. There is no blood. Didn't the trap trigger? He went to the position of the trap and took a closer look. That's not right. The hidden weapons have been activated. What's going on? He looked around and saw the flying arrows on a tree trunk. How did they appear here? This direction and the direction in which the hidden weapons were fired were almost at a 90-degree angle. Strange. In the jungle, Su Zhixing continued to lead the team forward. With a cracking sound, the warrior at the front suddenly stopped. What's wrong? I stepped on a mine, the soldier said. Spread out. Su Zhixing immediately made a gesture, and the soldiers slowly spread out. There was a crisp, ding sound, followed by a whooshing sound as a hidden weapon flew towards them. With a dong sound, the hidden weapons all flew into the bushes at the side. Another trap? Wang Yao came to the soldier who had stepped on the mine. Tisk, why are you so close? It's too dangerous. Stay away. I'll take a look, Wang Yao calmly said. You continue. Su Zhixing carefully fixed the mine under the soldier's feet for him. You. Fine, stay here. Raise your leg, slow down. The soldier carefully raised his leg and retreated. With a bang, there was a sudden change. Not good. Jumping mine. Boom. An explosion resounded through the forest. There's one. In the forest, a team of 5 stopped and looked in the direction of the sound. I wonder how many have died? Let's go, Su Zhixing said. We have to hurry. The enemy is not just them. Whoosh, whoosh. Thank you. You're welcome, Wang Yao said. The moment the mine jumped, they were sent flying by Wang Yao and then exploded. They were only affected by the impact. At most, they had a short tinnitus. None of the soldiers were injured. If the mine exploded near them, the 3 soldiers nearby would have been killed. This kind of mine was very lethal to infantrymen. They've improved it, Su Zhixing said. What do you mean? The last time it was handled like this, there was no problem, Su Zhixing said. It was not the first time he had encountered such a situation. Thank you, Su Zhixing said. It was right to promise to bring you here. He now felt that his decision to bring Wang Yao was extremely wise. If it were not for his brother-in-law, the team would have been reduced by more than half. Are they very professional? Su Zhixing asked. Quite professional, Su Zhixing said. We suffered a lot the last 2 times. Can't you detect this kind of mine? Su Zhixing asked. It's not easy to detect, Su Zhixing said. This is the latest product. There is no metal in it. It can't be detected with a metal detector. High-tech? Technology is combat power. Su Zhixing's words were very classic. Chapter 8:13. The sky gradually darkened. It was unwise to travel in the jungle in this kind of weather, but the team stopped for a short rest and continued to move forward. The mission was urgent. They had to find the intruders as soon as possible. None of them are dead? Are you kidding me? From beginning to end, Su Zhixing and the others didn't notice that someone was following them. Even Wang Yao didn't notice. Are you sure? I'm sure, Su Zhixing said. There must be someone hard to deal with. It can't be that unit, Su Zhixing said. What unit? Impossible, Su Zhixing said. Hurry up, Su Zhixing said. If it really is them, it will be troublesome. A white man leading the team looked worried. This one can be used as medicine. This one is slightly poisonous. This one is highly poisonous. Wang Yao walked at night while identifying some of the plants around him. The relevant information of various plants kept appearing in his mind. It matched with what he had seen in reality. It was indeed more dangerous to travel at night. Along the way, they triggered a few more traps. A soldier was shot in the arm by a hidden weapon. The weapon was poisonous. Fortunately, Wang Yao was there. He helped him deal with the wound and detoxify the poison. There was no danger. It did not affect his movement, but his combat effectiveness was affected. Boom! There was a sudden explosion in the night. Well, what's going on? Su Zhixing asked. There should be a battle ahead, Su Zhixing said. Let's speed up. I'll go in front, Wang Yao said. Ah! Su Zhixing was stunned. Trust me, Wang Yao said. He took the initiative to walk in front of the team. They were much faster. There are traps here, Su Zhixing said. Go around. Not long after, he found a trap. He walked a little further and found a landmine. Yes. He stopped. There was a person in front of him who had fallen to the ground. Is he dead? Su Zhixing asked. He looked closer. It was a fully armed soldier. He was a black man. The cause of death was a long and thin dagger in his eye socket. 2 groups. Su Zhixing asked. Bang, bang. Gunshots were heard. Get ready to fight. Soon, they found another body. This person was obviously not a trained soldier. He was dressed in a special homespun cloth and had a special smell. What is this smell? The smell of the medicine can prevent them from being attacked by the snakes, insects, rats, and ants in the forest. This person was carrying a bow and arrows, as well as a short blade shaped like a seedling. It was about 2 feet long and abnormally sharp. Who are these people? Su Zhixing asked in a low voice. They had not encountered this group of people when they had fought with the invading armed forces in the forest. Could it be the guardian of this forest? Guardian, then why didn't they appear the previous few times? Didn't you get the news? Well, I think we can't rule out this possibility. Let's go. No matter who they are, be careful. The sky was already very dark. 2 groups of people were fighting in the forest. Motherf ***, these foreigners are actually looking for trouble here. Stay here for me. Be careful, 2 of our experts have already been killed. Release more goo worms. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The sound of insects could be heard from the forest. Damn it, here it comes again. Be careful. Whoosh. In the dark night, a fire dragon roared out and directly ignited the trees in the forest. Crackle. The mountain fire burned. Once this kind of fire burned in such a forest, it could cause a very big fire. It was difficult to control and extinguish. No one knew how much damage it would cause. What's the situation? Su Zhixing's group stopped and looked up at the sky. In the dark night, the fire soared into the sky. Fire? Su Zhixing asked. Don't bother now, Su Zhixing said. It's in that direction. Everyone, pay attention and be ready to fight at any time. Judging from the place where the fire was, it was still some distance from their current position. Go straight to the nearest route, Wang Yao said. The nearest route? Su Zhixing asked. Between 2 points, the line is the shortest, Wang Yao said. Damn, he's even talking about mathematical theorems. Su Zhixing exclaimed. Let's go. Wang Yao led the way. At this time, he didn't care so much. He released his neishi and communicated with the world around him. It was as if there were countless pairs of eyes looking in all directions. He could see everything very clearly. If there was any movement or danger, he would eliminate it at the front. They moved very fast along the way. Ah! There was a scream. Damn it, I've been poisoned! Retreat. What? I said retreat, Su Zhixing said. This is a native of southern Yunnan who is extremely good at goo worms. This is their territory, so they are more familiar with it than we are. We can't take any advantage here. If this goes on, we might all die here. We can't go. A person's voice came from the darkness. It was like a ghost. Who is it? Whoosh. There was a sound of something breaking through the air. The leader of the white men held his stomach and raised his gun with one hand to shoot. Too slow. A figure suddenly appeared behind him and reached out to grab him. With a crack, blood splashed 3 feet high. The head was torn off. The scene was extremely terrifying. Who are you? The remaining man shuddered. He was obviously very scared. I was wondering how they could enter so smoothly, the black figure who had suddenly appeared said. His voice was a little hoarse. It turns out that there is a traitor. We can deal with our own internal affairs however we want, the black figure said. We can fight to the death. If we lose and die, we will accept it. However, if we collude with outsiders and try to seize the treasure, it is treason and treason. This is a traitor who deserves to die. No, no. The remaining man seemed to have thought of something extremely terrible. He trembled all over and ran into the depths of the jungle without looking back. Running? The black figure flashed and disappeared. After a few ups and downs, he came behind the man who had run more than 10 meters and instantly restrained him. Since you have been there before, you should know the rules there, right? I was wrong, the man said. Please give me another chance. 4 of us have died, the black figure said. A large part of this forest has been destroyed. If I give you another chance, do you think it is possible? The black figure pinched the man's mouth with one hand and stuffed something into it. He then released him. No, no, no. The man struggled, trying to dig out the thing that had been put into his mouth. He suddenly fell to the ground with his hands covering his abdomen and howled loudly. Trembling, he took out the gun and aimed it at his own head. He pulled the trigger, but found that his body was out of control. His fingers suddenly stiffened and could not bend smoothly. With a clatter, the gun fell into the grass. No. Ah! The painful cry was particularly harsh in the middle of the night. It was very scary. What's the matter? Who is shouting? The team that was rapidly approaching suddenly stopped. It sounds quite painful, Wang Yao said. It's not far away, Wang Yao said. Let's be careful, Su Zhixing said. Don't take the lead. It's okay, Wang Yao said. I'll do it. Let's go. Wang Yao continued to lead the way. If he had not been leading the way for the soldiers behind him, he would have already arrived at the place. He knew who the other party was and might have been able to capture a few of them alive and ask for some useful information. If it had been another soldier, their speed would have been even slower. It didn't take long for them to arrive at the place where the battle had taken place. They saw the bodies lying on the ground. 4 heavily armed soldiers had fallen in different positions. They had died in different ways. They had been shot to death by arrows, poisoned to death, and cut into 2 parts. There was also a man who was not dead. His face was badly mutilated. Insects could be seen shuttling through the muscles on his face, constantly gnawing at his body. He wanted to make a sound and say something, but most of his throat had been gnawed by the insects. What is this? Su Zhixing asked. He shuddered all over. It's a poisonous insect, Wang Yao said. Stay away from it. Wang Yao said. He was not afraid of the insect, but these soldiers could not. Once they were infected, they would suffer a lot. Chapter 8:14. Give him a quick death. Wang Yao squatted down to take a closer look at the man. This man was still alive, but his life was worse than death. He didn't know how many insects were constantly biting him, gnawing at his internal organs, blood, and brain. This was the most terrifying punishment. It would be difficult for him to commit suicide. He could only die in endless pain. A quick death was his biggest wish at the moment. I'll do it. Su Zhixing took out his pistol. With a poof, the man died completely, ending the pain. Where's the body? Burn it, Wang Yao said. These insects shouldn't be able to reproduce indefinitely, but it's better to be safe. Soon, a soldier burned the body. Captain, the way this man died is a bit strange, Meng Wushuang said. What's wrong? Su Zhixing asked. As far as I can see, this head was torn off from the neck, Meng Wushuang said. Torn off by hand? Meng Wushuang asked. It's hard to say, but it feels like it, Meng Wushuang said. Do you think it's possible? The team carried out a brief battlefield cleanup and intelligence collection. They were now certain that in addition to the invading foreign armed forces, there was another force in the jungle. They had just had a conflict with the foreign armed forces and killed all of them. One of our own? Su Zhixing asked. What do you mean by one of our own? I haven't received any notice from above, Meng Wushuang said. If it's one of our own, our mission should be over. Who is it? Su Zhixing asked. Connect me to the team, Su Zhixing said. Soon, the satellite phone was connected. Su Zhixing communicated with the command center about the situation they had encountered. Another unknown armed force? After hanging up the phone, Su Zhixing said, Rest here. They stopped. Come here. Wang Yao called Su Zhixing aside. Why don't we continue to chase? This is a good opportunity, Su Zhixing said. The other group hasn't gone far. If we chase now, it's still not too late. We have some confidence that we can catch up. If we wait for a while, it's hard to say. Don't be impatient, Su Zhixing said. The higher-ups are discussing it now. This kind of thing still needs to be discussed? Wang Yao was stunned. It's a procedural problem, Su Zhixing said. All right, let's wait then. In less than 10 minutes, a message came, asking them to continue tracking the traces of the other group of armed forces and find out their identities. All right, now that we know, let's continue the chase. Soon, they saw a head on the road. It was the head of a white man. Meng Wu and Shuang Qian carefully observed for a while, and then their expressions changed drastically. Captain, this head was forcefully torn off. What? Look, there are handprints here. He pointed at the chin of the head. The bones had been crushed, but a handprint could be seen. How is this possible? One person had actually used the strength of his arm to tear off another person's head. What kind of strength is this? Is he still human? Could it be kung fu? Su Zhixing looked at Wang Yao, who was also looking at the head. I don't know. Wang Yao shook his head. No, are you afraid? Looking at his calm expression, Su Zhixing asked with some surprise. Along the way, they had seen dead people more than once. However, from the first time, Wang Yao had been very calm and had no expression of fear. This was somewhat abnormal. Most people would be afraid when they saw a dead person for the first time, no matter how they died. This was an impossible reaction. It would be wrong not to be afraid. I've seen dead people more than once, Wang Yao said. Are all doctors born bold? Su Zhixing asked. Maybe, Su Zhixing said. At night, the jungle was very quiet. Su Zhixing continued to lead the team to search for the traces of another group of people in the jungle. This time, their speed was much slower than before because the other party had left very few things behind. It was also dark. Even if they had left traces like footprints, it would have been very difficult to find and detect them. As Wang Yao had said, it would have been easier to pursue them earlier. 10 minutes was not to be underestimated. This was a vast jungle, which could mean that they would completely lose track of this group of people. The smell in the air was also very faint. Wang Yao stood under a tree and sniffed hard. The reason why he proposed to pursue them immediately at the beginning was that he could identify the traces of those people through the special smell left in the air. However, after some time, the special smell had dissipated a lot. Although his 5 senses were far better than ordinary people, they were not as good as animals like wolves and dogs. They were born with a sensitive sense of smell, which was thousands or even tens of thousands of times better than humans. Rest here. After rushing for a while at night, they were still careful and focused on preventing attacks that could happen at any time. This was very physically exhausting. The soldiers stopped and began to replenish their energy. Wang Yao also sat down under a big tree and ate something. In fact, this amount of activity was nothing to him. Su Zhixing came to his side and sat down. Can you still catch up? He asked softly. Not good enough. Wang Yao shook his head gently. Actually, there is another way to try, he said after thinking for a moment. What way? I'll go and see by myself, Wang Yao said. He could run freely in the jungle alone. His speed would be dozens of times faster than when he was with these soldiers. He might be able to find the traces of that group of people. No, that's too dangerous. Su Zhixing refused without any consideration. Actually, this jungle is nothing to me, Wang Yao said. What about those people? Su Zhixing asked. In short, I don't agree with this plan. Forget it. Wang Yao did not continue to insist. He knew Su Zhixing was worried about his safety if he went alone. In this case, I'm afraid this matter will drag on. The night was vast and the jungle was vast. Looking for someone was like looking for a needle in the sea. At this time, somewhere in the jungle, 10 men in the same clothes gathered at the top of a mountain. They looked down and saw trees. Brother, have those people been dealt with? Yes, they have all been dealt with, Su Zhixing said. In addition to them, there is another group of people. Who? Su Zhixing asked. People from the army, Su Zhixing said. Have they found us? Su Zhixing asked. No, they have followed the group of outsiders, Su Zhixing said. That's good, Su Zhixing said. Don't have a conflict with them. It's not easy for them to guard the land and protect their home. I see, Su Zhixing said. Let's take some of the things inside and get out of here, Su Zhixing said. Okay, I'll stay here, Su Zhixing said. Brother, you should go back. Well, let me know if there is anything, Su Zhixing said. I see, Su Zhixing said. Time passed slowly. Unknowingly, the sun appeared on the horizon. Phew, the night is finally over. Su Zhixing secretly breathed a sigh of relief. In such a jungle, it was dangerous to travel during the day, let alone at night. So far, their team had not lost a single person. Although there had been no fighting, they had encountered many traps. The foreign invading armed force had basically been eliminated. Their original purpose had been achieved. 9 people had come, and all of them had been brought back intact. This was the best result. Yesterday afternoon and a few mornings, they had traveled for dozens of kilometers in the jungle for more than 10 hours. They had only rested for less than 3 hours. They were very tired. Brother, they need to rest, Wang Yao said softly as he came to Su Zhixing's side. He was a pharmacist. Diagnosis by looking, smelling, and asking was the most basic and profound thing. Judging from their complexion and hearing their voices, these soldiers were already very tired. In this state, if they really encountered an enemy, it would not be a good thing. They might not be able to display their usual fighting strength. Rest here for an hour. Su Zhixing looked at his comrades beside him. After thinking for a moment, he gave the order to rest. How long have we been walking? Su Zhixing asked. 3 kilometers, a soldier said. We haven't found any traces along the way. Chapter 8:15. Are you sure it's this location? Su Zhixing asked Wang Yao. In fact, during the night they had basically lost track of those people. Wang Yao had been leading the way the entire time. I can only speculate that it's probably this location, Su Zhixing said. The basis of his judgment was very simple. It was the residual smell in the air. It was a special smell that came from the strangers. It was the smell of medicinal herbs. The strangers had applied a special medicine to their bodies to avoid being bitten by mosquitoes and venomous animals. If we haven't found any trace of them before dark, we'll retreat immediately, Su Zhixing said. It was not his decision. It was an order from above. Understood. After resting for an hour, they continued on their way. After about half an hour, Wang Yao suddenly stopped and looked up at the sky. What's wrong? Su Zhixing asked. There's no need to chase, Wang Yao said. We can't catch up. Why? Su Zhixing asked. It's going to rain. He pointed to the sky. In less than 20 minutes, it began to rain. Rain could nourish all things. It could also clean up and destroy many things, such as residual smells and footprints. The wind and rain had completely washed away the smell left in the air. They had lost the last clue. How could they find them in the huge jungle? They couldn't just rely on guessing. Time passed slowly, but the rain did not stop. They still had no clues. We can't find them, Wang Yao said. Su Zhixing thought for a while and communicated with the headquarters. Rest and wait for a reply. Although there were dense trees above their heads to block the rain, it was inevitable that it would fall on their bodies. There was almost no dry place on their bodies. It was very uncomfortable to be wet. Of course, there was an exception. Wang Yao's body was very dry. The aura he released formed an invisible protective film around his body, isolating him from the rain falling from the sky. Excuse me. Meng Wushuang came to Wang Yao's side. What's the matter? Why aren't your clothes wet at all? He asked curiously. Well, my clothes are specially made, Wang Yao joked. They're made of waterproof material. What? Meng Wushuang looked up at Su Zhixing, who was nearby. Captain, why didn't you give us such equipment? He's lying to you, Su Zhixing said. The clothes he's wearing are exactly the same as ours. Then why? Release your neishi, Wang Yao said. What? The release of internal breath to communicate with heaven and earth. Meng Wuxuang quivered. Something like that. How is this possible? Why not? Wang Yao asked with a smile. That is the legendary Xiantian realm. Innate stage and acquired stage are not as magical as you think, Wang Yao said calmly. I heard from my master that no one has reached that level in the past 50 years. 50 years? Really? Wang Yao was also very curious. Who was the last person to reach this level 50 years ago? Excuse me, is what you just said true? Why? Do you have any questions? Do those things in wuxia novels and movies really exist? Don't Shaolin and Wudong sect exist? Meng Wuxuang asked. While they were talking, a message was sent from the headquarters. Okay, we can retreat. Retreat. When they came to the jungle, they didn't see any living enemies. They only saw a few corpses and experienced more than a dozen traps. One soldier was slightly injured. It was scary but not dangerous. So, should we retreat? Yes, when we arrive at the designated place, a helicopter will come to pick us up, Su Zhixing said. They quickly rushed to the designated helicopter landing site. Wait. Wang Yao suddenly stopped. What's wrong? Su Zhixing asked. Someone is following us, Su Zhixing said without looking back. What? The team quickly found a hidden place to hide and waited quietly. Are you sure? Su Zhixing asked. There is a strange smell in the wind blowing from behind us, Wang Yao said. Smell? Su Zhixing was stunned. Did you analyze it by smell? Yes, is there a problem? How far do you think he is from us now? Su Zhixing asked. Dozens of feet or 100 feet away, I'm not sure, Wang Yao said. You can smell from 100 feet away? Su Zhixing asked. It's the wind, Wang Yao said. Well, wait a minute, I'll go and take a look. After that, Wang Yao disappeared in an instant. When Su Zhixing looked at him again, he was more than 30 feet away. Damn, he's too fast. He wouldn't have believed that someone could be so fast if he hadn't seen it with his own eyes. Wang Yao didn't go directly in the direction where the sound had come from. Instead, he went around and blocked him from behind. I stopped. Have we been discovered? It was still raining. A man was crouching on a tree trunk. He now knew that all his companions had been killed, but he didn't know who they were. He was sure it was not the team in front of him. He wanted to follow the team to find the other group of people and see who they were so he could go back and explain. Of course, it would be very dangerous. Retreat. He suddenly felt very uneasy. He decisively chose to come down from the tree and retreat in the direction he had come from. I found you. If he didn't move, he would be fine. If he moved, he would inevitably make some noise. Although the noise was very small, it was heard by someone with keen hearing. Someone is nearby. The man who had come down from the tree also heard the footsteps and raised his gun. Where is he? He crouched quietly in the grass and listened to the footsteps. No more. Why aren't you moving? Wang Yao also stopped. It was in that direction just now. He crouched down, picked up a few stones from the ground, and threw them in that direction. There was a whooshing sound. What's that sound? There was a thump. Coincidentally, a stone bounced after hitting the tree and hit the man crouching in the grass. The force was not small. He resisted the urge to cry out. There! Wang Yao moved in an instant. Bang! 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 Gunshots rang out. He didn't reach. Here! A voice came from behind like a ghost. Not good! He dodged to the side and then turned around to shoot. His movements were fast and smooth, but he realized that there was no one behind him. Then, with the intense pain in his abdomen, he flew backward and crashed heavily into a tree trunk. When he wanted to stand up again, his vision suddenly turned black and he fainted. Where is this person? Su Zhixing chased in this direction with 2 other soldiers. This brother-in-law is too willful. Captain, he's coming. One of the soldiers raised his hand and looked in the direction he was pointing. They saw a man quickly coming in this direction. He seemed to be carrying a person in his hand. In just a few breaths, the man came in front of them. He was extremely fast. There was a person in his hand who had fainted. He carried him as easily as carrying a chicken. Damn, there is really a person. Su Zhixing was very surprised to see this. Shall we take this back? Wait, let me take a look first. Su Zhixing looked at the man who had fainted. There was a tattoo on his neck. It was a coiled snake. It's that foreign team, Su Zhixing said. Their people all have such tattoos. It's either a snake or a poisonous centipede. You've done a great job. Su Zhixing patted Wang Yao on the shoulder. Although they had fought with this armed invasion group several times, they had never caught anyone alive. They were very ruthless, both to their enemies and to themselves. Once they found that there was a possibility of being captured, they would die together. Therefore, they did not take any prisoners. They successfully arrived at the prearranged location. After waiting for a while, the sound of a helicopter came from the distance. An armed transport helicopter appeared on the horizon and quickly approached. Did the mission go well? Not bad, Su Zhixing said. They had not lost a single person. They had all been brought back. They had also brought back a prisoner. The mission had gone smoother than they had imagined. Chapter 8:16. It's all thanks to this man this time. After this mission, the team's impression of Wang Yao had greatly improved. Several soldiers had even secretly admired Wang Yao. In their opinion, he was a strange man with considerable ability. Although they had not encountered any militants during the mission, they had encountered more than a dozen traps. If Wang Yao had not discovered and dealt with them in time, they would have had casualties. It would not have been like this, where only one soldier had been slightly injured. Moreover, Wang Yao had personally brought back a fully armed captive. The helicopter took them back to the base in Dianan smoothly, and the guy who was still in a coma was detained alone. Welcome back safely. Mu Qingzhou welcomed them. All 9 of them had returned safely. He had a smile on his face. After listening to Su Zhixing's report, he sighed and said, "It's all thanks to Dr. Wang this time. Your brother-in-law is really amazing." To be honest, I was also surprised, Su Zhixing said. I didn't expect him to be so strong. There were some details that Su Zhixing didn't mention because it sounded a little unbelievable. It was like a fantasy. By the way, we need to focus on following up on the other group of forces, Mu Qingzhou said. During the previous missions, we did not find their existence. I see. That afternoon, 3 people came to their unit. They were from the country's special department. They had come to ask about some details of the mission they had just carried out. You also brought an outsider to carry out the mission? The middle-aged man who was the leader asked. Yes, he is a doctor, Mu Qingzhou said. Several of our injured soldiers were saved by him. I allowed it. If there is a problem, I will take responsibility. Captain Mu, that's not what I meant, the man hurriedly said. He knew that these soldiers had protected the country for their home. They had shed blood and tears and made outstanding contributions. He respected these people very much. Can I see him? The middle-aged man asked. Yes, but I want to be on the side, Mu Qingzhou said. Okay. They saw Wang Yao. He is so young, the middle-aged man exclaimed. How can such a young man have extraordinary medical skills? Don't be too nervous. It's just a routine question. All right, Wang Yao replied with a smile. This young man has a very special temperament that makes people feel very comfortable, the middle-aged man thought. It was indeed a few simple questions related to this mission. It didn't take long for it to end. Thank you for your cooperation. It's my duty. After the investigation was completed, the 3 of them did not stay in the army for too long and left. Captain, there's something wrong with that young man. What's wrong? Well, how should I put it? It feels like déjà vu, vaguely familiar? Oh right, I remember now. I had the same feeling from those Taoist masters. You mean he is a cultivator? Yes, he has such an otherworldly temperament. No matter what, he has made a contribution through this mission. I'm just asking him a routine question. There's nothing else. Then who is involved in this incident? Dianan is originally a borderland, and it is deep in the mountains and wild forests. Many people have special abilities. I don't know what they found in the forest. That's the most important thing, the middle-aged man said. Why do so many people rush in as if they don't care about their lives? Treasure? Our people have gone to the jungle, the middle-aged man said. I hope they can gain something. That night, Mu Qingzhou specially prepared a table of food and wine. He wanted to reward the soldiers who had returned safely from carrying out the mission. He also wanted to express his gratitude to Wang Yao. All the soldiers who had carried out the mission had come. The soldiers in the army were very forthright and not so scheming. Wang Yao enjoyed the meal very much and drank a lot of wine. Dr. Wang, will you teach us martial arts tomorrow? Mu Qingzhou asked. Okay, I'll try. That's settled then, Mu Qingzhou said. Come, let me toast you. After the banquet was over, Su Zhixing put his arm around Wang Yao's shoulder. Brother-in-law, I think you have the ability, Su Zhixing said. This kung fu you have to teach me first. Give me a lesson. Do you want to learn too? Wang Yao smiled as he looked at Su Zhixing, who was obviously drunk. Of course, I have to learn better than them. Otherwise, how can I be a captain? So it's because of that. Wang Yao smiled. Well, as long as you want to learn, I will teach you. Ah, that's right, Su Zhixing said. We are family. Ah, there is one more thing. Don't let Xiaoxue know that you are following us on a mission. If she knows, she will come and scratch me. Don't worry, I won't tell Xiaoxue. Well, good, very good, Su Zhixing said. After a night's rest, Wang Yao got up very early the next day. He was thinking about what kind of kung fu to teach these soldiers. This was a difficult multiple-choice question. The breathing method was not suitable for them at the moment. It was an entry-level kung fu that needed to be practiced quietly. The ancient boxing method was also not suitable because it required long-term practice. Only people with a good foundation of kung fu could practice it. Moreover, it had to be practiced for a certain amount of time to see result. After thinking about it, Wang Yao felt that he could only teach them acupoint kung fu. Acupoint kung fu? Hearing that Wang Yao was going to teach them this, Su Zhixing was stunned. Is it like in the movies where people won't move after being hit? Of course, it's not that magical, Wang Yao said with a smile. The time is too short, and what I can teach is limited, Wang Yao said. There are many important acupoints in the human body. After being hit, the human body will have a very strong reaction. If you master it well, it is easy to defeat the enemy with one hit. Is it that magical? You'll know when you try, Wang Yao said. I'll do it. Are you sure? Wang Yao asked. Yes, I'm sure. Come on. Su Zhixing was ready. Wang Yao gently poked his ribs. Su Zhixing felt his abdomen go numb. His body unconsciously bent down and covered his stomach. How is it? Wang Yao asked. It's amazing. He gave a thumbs up. However, in the process of actual combat, almost all soldiers wear bulletproof vests and helmets, Su Zhixing said. The important parts of their bodies are protected. Your attack method may not be practical. That's a problem. Wang Yao thought about it carefully. Let's call it grappling, Su Zhixing said. Grappling? Are you sure? The essence of grappling has been integrated into our military fighting skills. It hasn't changed much, has it? Su Zhixing asked. It hasn't changed much, Su Zhixing said. That's good, Su Zhixing said. What I taught you is not the same. Tell me about it first, Su Zhixing said. Wang Yao briefly explained to Su Zhixing. Well, it is indeed not the same, Su Zhixing said. The The skills Wang Yao taught them were stronger and more powerful. They could even break bones with their bare hands. It turns out that this kung fu is so powerful. When kung fu is practiced to a high level, it is naturally very powerful, Su Zhixing said. How well have you practiced this kung fu? Su Zhixing asked. Well, to put it simply, I haven't practiced it, Wang Yao said bluntly. What? Su Zhixing was stunned. You must be joking with me, right? Su Zhixing asked. No, I'm telling the truth, Wang Yao said with a smile. You haven't practiced it well yet and you're teaching it to us? Su Zhixing asked. Kung Fu is the same in principle, Wang Yao said. I've learned more difficult boxing skills. These skills should be easier to learn. Well, that's it, Su Zhixing said. According to what you said, I've selected a few people. They are the ones who just carried out the mission together. Do you think they are suitable? Su Zhixing asked. Okay, they are suitable, Su Zhixing said. Let's start. Let's begin. After that, Wang Yao briefly explained a small part of the grappling skills recorded in the boxing classic to the soldiers. Then, he demonstrated it himself. The movements looked simple, but they were very skillful. Wang Yao did not teach them all. He just started with the simplest movements. Chapter 8:17. He was very surprised by the performance of the soldiers. They learned quickly. They were focused, serious, and had a good foundation. They were worthy of being selected special elite soldiers. Their combat ability was excellent, and their learning ability was also excellent. In just one morning, there were already 2 warriors who had learned the basic. Well, it's faster than I thought, Su Zhixing said. They are all elites selected from thousands of people, Su Zhixing said. Their learning ability is very strong. Then you have to hurry up, Wang Yao joked. Don't let them surpass you. That would be so embarrassing. Yes, you have to give me special treatment, Su Zhixing said. Wang Yao stayed there for 3 days to teach the soldiers some skills. When the martial arts were practiced to a profound level, the place they held would be disabled as soon as they exerted force. For example, if they pinched the wrist joint, it would be dislocated in an instant. They would lose the ability to move. It was a very lethal martial art. Won't you stay for a few more days? Su Zhixing asked. No, it will be October 1st in a few days, Wang Yao said. I have to attend my sister's wedding no matter what. Hey, wait a minute. Su Zhixing slapped his forehead and took out a red envelope from his pocket. This is a little gift from me, Su Zhixing said. And mine. Mu Qingzhou also took out a red envelope with a smile. This. If Su Zhixing and he were relatives in the future, there would be no problem with this red envelope. He could take it. However, Mu Qingzhou's red envelope was, okay, I'll thank you on behalf of my sister, Su Zhixing said. If you have time, go to the wedding banquet. If not, I'll come to southern Yunnan again and treat you. Okay, that's settled, Su Zhixing said. You are always welcome here. Wang Yao went to the provincial capital in the morning to catch a noon flight. He estimated that he would arrive in Dao later in the afternoon. He would stay in Dao for the night before returning to the mountain village. When he got on the plane, in a valley deep in the mountains in southern Yunnan, there was an ancient village with a history of hundreds of years. Basically, no one from the outside world came here because the customs here did not welcome outsiders. On this day, an outsider came. It's you, Su Zhixing said. How dare you come back? Why wouldn't I dare? The middle-aged man in a hat asked. Take me to see the chief, Su Zhixing said. Wait here. After a while, the man came back and brought him to the largest wooden house in the village. The high and mighty middle-aged man with a pale golden complexion quietly looked at the man below. I didn't expect you to still be alive. After a long while, he finally spoke. Even if you can't figure it out, I can't figure it out either. What? You want me to save your life? My biggest wish is to kill you, and it will be for the rest of my life. Even if I die, I won't beg you to save me. However, I'm afraid this wish won't come true. Come back and take a look. After all, I'm from here. Before I die, I can at least take a look," said the middle-aged man wearing the hat. "Then let's take a good look." Okay. After saying that, the middle-aged man turned around and left the bamboo building. "Master, should we follow him?" A middle-aged man appeared and asked. "Yes, just follow them from afar." "Yes." After the middle-aged man left, he walked around the small village. He went to the mountain and walked up the mountain. After walking for a while, he came to a relatively flat place. A grave appeared in front of him. It was the place where the dead people in the village were buried. "Ah, I'm back again." He came to a grave that was covered with green grass. "Master, I'm here to see you." He squatted down and gently cleaned up the grass in front of the grave. "I'm sorry, Master. I can't avenge you." He sighed. "Ah, I'm too ashamed to see you." "Senior, it's really you." At this time, a voice sounded behind him. The middle-aged man was about to turn around. "Don't look back. There are people watching behind you. I'm in the soil. You shouldn't have come." "My life was saved by you," the middle-aged man said. "Since I saw you, I naturally had to come." "I don't have long to live," the middle-aged man said. "I came to see you before I die." "You haven't cured the poison in your body?" "No," the middle-aged man said. "The poison has entered my internal organs and spirit. Even the gods can't save me," he said with a smile. At this point, he had already accepted life and death. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come back here. "Senior, maybe you still have a chance to live." "What?" The middle-aged man was slightly stunned. "Recently, the people in the village went out and found a magical valley," the man lurking in the ground said. "They found a magical herb in it," the middle-aged man said. "It can break the limit of the lifespan of creatures." "What herb?" "Blood orchid." "Blood orchid, a legendary herb." "It's not a legend," the middle-aged man said. "In fact, it really exists. Moreover, the people in the valley spent a lot of effort to pick a part of it. They are refining it into medicine. Uncle and Master went out of the valley in person. The valley is very dangerous." The man kneeling in front of the grave was silent. "Where is it?" Plop. Something rolled in front of him. "Senior, the person following you is Uncle's eldest disciple," the middle-aged man said. "His cultivation is not trivial. If he wants to stop you, I'm afraid you'll have to go through some trouble." "I see," the middle-aged man said. "Thank you. If it weren't for you, I would be dead now." There was no voice. Only the man kneeling in front of the grave was left. "How can I get out of here?" he was thinking. Although the village was loose and scattered, he knew that it was very troublesome to leave from there, especially in his current situation. He was being watched by the experts in the village. If there were any abnormal movements, or if the people watching him received orders from the village, his life would be in danger. Should I go that way again? When he escaped from there, he had thought of a very dangerous way, but he didn't try it that day. "Master, I'll try it today. If you're watching from heaven, please bless me and give me another chance." The man got up and went up the mountain. A person followed him, not far or close. He came to a place near the top of the mountain. There was a rock protruding from the cliff. Below it was a river flowing around the outside of the village. The distance from the cliff to the river was nearly 100 meters. If it was more than 30 meters, jumping into the river was not much different from jumping onto a wall. People would die on the spot because of the impact. He took a deep breath and jumped down. Huh! As soon as he jumped down, the man who had been following him immediately appeared on the cliff. He looked down and saw the moment he hit the water. He could even hear the violent sound. This result. He stared at the turbulent water for a long time. Is he dead? He went down the mountain and returned to the bamboo building. He reported what he had seen to his master. He jumped into the river? Yes. The poison has spread to his internal organs, Wang Yao said. He won't live long. The river is so turbulent. It's fate that he can survive. Don't worry about it. Yes, master, Wang Yao said. The river was very turbulent. About a dozen miles away from the village, a man suddenly appeared. He struggled for a while, but was hit by another wave. Perhaps he was not fated to die at the moment. A tree fell. The trunk of the tree was across the water, which happened to stop him. Huff, huff. Now, he was breathing in more than he was exhaling. He had no strength to go ashore. He was soaked in the water just like that. He kept coughing. Blood kept flowing out from the corners of his mouth. It dyed the river red and then was washed away. He endured the pain and wanted to go ashore with the trunk, but he did not have any strength. He could only insist on not being washed away by the river. It was just a matter of time. The sky gradually darkened. The strength in his body gradually dissipated. Master, I'm coming to see you. You can scold me or hit me when the time comes. He closed his eyes and let go of his hand. Light, where did the light come from? When he opened his eyes again, he found himself in a house covered with a quilt. He wanted to move, but his body was very painful. It was as if his bones were broken. Are you still alive? Are you awake? The speaker was an old man in his 50s. He was a stranger. He had never seen him before. Did you save me? It was not me, the old man said. Someone sent you here. You were badly hurt. How long can I get out of bed? The old man asked. At least 3 months, the old man said. 3 months. It is still a problem whether I can live for 30 days or not. By the way, he also left a bottle of medicine. He said you know what it is. The old man took a white porcelain bottle and handed it to the man. The man opened it and smelled it. 5 poison pill. It was a poison and it was highly toxic. However, this pill had a special effect. It could stimulate the potential of the human body. After taking it, if one was seriously injured, one could recover to the state before the injury in a very short time and maintain it for a few days. Then, one could endure the pain of the internal organs burning and die. Thank you. Well, just let me know if you need anything. I owe him a favor. Well, okay. The man lying on the bed closed his eyes. A map appeared in his mind. It was a map of the depths of the jungle in southern Yunnan. Which position? He opened his eyes and asked for something to eat. After eating, an hour later, he put the 5 poison pill into his mouth. 3 days later, he got out of bed and left the place. He entered the jungle as fast as he could. With such a serious injury, he can get out of bed in 3 days. Is that an elixir? In the mountain village thousands of miles away, Wang Yao had returned. He saw a very special patient. Elixir? How can there be such a thing in the world? Wang Yao asked with a smile. The patient's situation was very special. He was forcibly dragged by his family, but he did not think he was sick. After arriving, he began to talk about cultivation with Wang Yao. Chapter 8:18. As soon as the man came to the clinic, he explained the essence of Taoism to Wang Yao. He elaborated on the theory of immortality and then talked about the Taoism of alchemy. He quoted a lot from different sources and talked about it clearly and logically. In the end, he even talked about the elixir and said that he had the formula of the elixir. However, he still lacked a few of the guiding herbs. Doctor, please take a look at my son. Is he delusional? He thinks about becoming an immortal all day long, the middle-aged man who brought the very thin young man over said. How long has he been like this? Sigh, it's been more than a year. Last spring, he went to the south with his classmates. When he came back, he became paranoid and fantasized about becoming an immortal all day long. At first, I just thought he was casually talking about it, but gradually, I found out that something was wrong. He read Taoist books all day long, bought some random things, tried to make his own medicine and pills, and was almost poisoned to death twice. Fortunately, I found out in time and took him to see a psychiatrist. They said that he was delusional and suggested that he be locked up in a mental hospital for compulsory treatment. I couldn't bear to see him, so I didn't send him there and kept him at home. I also went to see a lot of doctors, but his condition didn't improve at all. Instead, it got worse and worse, so I brought him here to see you. I'm not sick, the young man said. Why do you practice Taoism? Wang Yao asked. To live forever, the young man said firmly. Who is your teacher? Changchun. Qiu Chuji. Wang Yao immediately thought of Changchun from Chuanjin sect, Qiu Chuji. No. The man waved his hand. Who is it then? Wang Yao asked. Haha, it's not important for outsiders to know, the young man said with a smile. Although he was skinny, his eyes were full of vigor. Let me check your pulse. Wang Yao reached out and grabbed his wrist. I'm not sick. The young man struggled, but he was firmly held in Wang Yao's hand like a little chick. Well, there is no big problem physically, but a certain amount of poison has accumulated in his internal organs. This is related to the so-called alchemy pills he took. As for his spirit? Wang Yao looked at the young man with a smile. This is a big problem. His illness was similar to that of Chun Ying's younger brother. One's mind was filled with the martial arts world, while the other's mind was filled with the cultivation method of immortality. This was a very deep obsession. His situation was different from Chun Zhou's. Chun Zhou's brain had problems with the meridians, but this young man's brain had no problems with the meridians. In other words, his illness was not real, but imaginary. Other than that, according to his parents' description, he could sit for hours at a time. He could meditate and recite scriptures. He was able to sit still and was not particularly irritable. Interesting, Wang Yao said with a smile. This was the first time he had encountered such an illness. Dr. Wang, what do you think of him? His obsession runs too deep, Wang Yao said. Obsession? What obsession? You don't understand at all, the young man said. Now the idea had been implanted in his mind. Cultivating to become an immortal was like planting a seed in the soil. It had already taken root and sprouted, growing into a tree trunk. This tree trunk was not like the one in the real world. If one did not want it, one could just cut it down. It was very difficult to cut down the tree of obsession in the mind because this was the world of spiritual thinking. It could only be understood but not explained. Then, Dr. Wang, what do you think? Are you not from here? Yes, we are from the neighboring province. We heard from a friend that your medical skills are excellent, so we came to have a look. His illness is very special. I need to think about how to treat it, Wang Yao said. This was the first time he had encountered such a patient who did not have any organic disease. It was purely a paranoia. Since you are a cultivator, how should I address you? Wang Yao asked the young man with a smile. Qing Fengzi. The breeze blows gently, and the waves are not rippled. Yes, the young man said. What is longevity? Longevity, as long as heaven and earth, eternal and immortal, the young man said. What's the use of longevity? Carefree, the young man said. Other than cultivating, what else can you do? Alchemy. How is your alchemy? Not bad? How do you live without your parents? Living in the wind and dew. Ha! Wang Yao laughed loudly. Why not? Living in the wind and dew. Wang Yao had a puzzled look. A cultivator does not rely on worldly possessions. Well, you can go. Wang Yao waved his hand. Doctor, what about his illness? Let me think about it again. Leave me your contact information. When I think about it, I will contact you, Wang Yao said. He really did not have a good way to treat this somewhat strange patient. Okay. After the middle-aged man heard it, he could not help but show a disappointed look on his face. He came with hope and rushed thousands of miles. He did not expect such a result. Is my son really incurable? His family left the clinic. Pan Jun happened to come in from outside. Master, is that young man a Taoist priest? Yes, he thinks he is a Taoist priest, Wang Yao said. Thinks? His illness is very strange. He has a deep obsession. He wants to cultivate to become an immortal. What? Is he crazy? Pan Jun was stunned. He should belong to that category, Wang Yao said. His illness and strangeness do not have any organic changes. It is purely spiritual. The world is really big. There are too many strange things. When the forest is big, there will always be a few crooked trees. Haha, his illness is very strange, Wang Yao said. I really can't think of a suitable way to treat him. Master, I have read most of the books you gave me last time. Is that so? Let me test you. Sure. Wang Yao then asked some random questions. Most of them were medical and pharmacological. Pan Jun answered very smoothly. He also had some of his own opinions. After all, he had been a doctor for so many years. He had seen many patients in the emergency department. He was very experienced in this aspect. Well, very good. I will give you a few more books. By the way, you can read this book. Wang Yao gave him the medical book of Sang Yao written by Sang Guzi. This book was written by an old friend. He is a master of Xing Lin and a famous Chinese medicine practitioner. It is the combination of his decades of medical theory and experience. The things in it are very good. It is worth reading carefully. Okay. He took the book and opened it. There was a message from Sang Guzi on the title page. Sang Guzi? Why? Have you heard of him? I heard you mention him, Pan Jun said. Special thanks? Master, do you have any credit for this? All I did was carry a few things. It's not much of a contribution. Take a good look at this book. Okay. At noon, Wang Yao invited Pan Jun to have a meal at home. You haven't been here for a while? Wang Fenghua asked. Yes, uncle, I have been quite busy recently, Pan Jun said. He had been quite busy recently. The hospital was busy with the annual evaluation of professional titles. He had a high chance of getting it this year. Intermediate title? No, I want to be promoted to assistant lecturer, Pan Jun said. If you need my help, just let me know. Okay, I have prepared everything here. It is not a big problem, Pan Jun said. I am actually very involved this time. If you can get it, try your best to fight for it. Do you want to get it in the city or the province? I guess I have to send the file to the province. If it is intermediate, the relevant departments in the city can evaluate it. Master, don't you want to apply? I won't. Wang Yao smiled. He was an individual. He was not in the establishment. The title was not very useful to him. After lunch, Pan Jun accompanied Wang Yao's father to smoke 2 cigarettes. Then, the master and disciple returned to the clinic. Master, our director is still thinking about you, Pan Jun said. He is thinking about my medicine, isn't he? Yes, you don't know, but you are now a famous doctor in Lianshan County. Pan Jun said. Several people in our hospital have proposed to invite you to come over to see patients. Go to your hospital? Forget it. Pan Jun had suggested this before. I can't stand that kind of restriction. Well, it is definitely not as comfortable as in this clinic. Wang Yao made a pot of tea. Have some tea. Thank you, master. Have you been heaty recently? A little. Work is important, but your health is more important. Drink more tea, Wang Yao said. From the morning until now, he had felt that Pan Jun had something on his mind. It should be about work. He asked a few questions, but Pan Jun did not say anything clearly. He did not ask again. Yes, you are right. While the two of them were talking, Zhong Luchuan entered the courtyard. Just in time, the tea has just been made. Then, I am in luck, Zhong Luchuan said with a smile. He poured himself a cup of tea and filled it for Wang Yao and Pan Jun. Sir, Jia Zizai just called me. He wants to come and visit you, Jia Zizai said. What's the matter? Is it because of the matter in Dao? Yes. There is no need for that. He is already on his way. He is a guest when he comes, Wang Yao said. Should I tell him about it? Okay. An hour later, Jia Zizai drove to the clinic with Hu Mei. Sir, sorry to disturb you. Come, have some tea. Wang Yao was waiting for them in the small courtyard. There was a pot of tea and a pile of dried fruit. Try it. This is a chestnut that has just been picked. Thank you. Well, it tastes very good. Jia Zizai ate one. This time, I am here to thank you. Is the matter resolved? It should be, Jia Zizai said. Zhang Wei had disappeared for many days, and the matter had never been exposed. Perhaps he had found his conscience before he died. He had cleaned up and destroyed all the black information about them. There was no so-called evidence left. What are your plans for the future? I am going to live an ordinary life, Jia Zizai said. I have discussed with Hu Mei. We are going to choose a good day to get married this year. Then, we will find a quiet place to have a few more children and live an ordinary life. Chapter 8:19. Okay. Wang Yao replied with a smile. After all, the swords, the rain of blood, and the wind of blood could not last long. Ordinary and indifferent was the tone of most people's lives. Master, in fact, I really want to be your disciple, Jia Zizai said sincerely. He brought it up again. Here it comes again. Your current state of mind is not suitable, Wang Yao said. How about this? You can come back in a year. Will you accept me as your disciple then? Not necessarily, Wang Yao said. We'll see. That's good, Jia Zizai said. Sir, do you have any remaining houses? Why? Do you want to live here too? Yes. This time, it was Hu Mei who answered. The two of them had discussed it before coming. It was Hu Mei's idea to live in the mountain village. She had been there once and thought it was good. Considering that her lover wanted to be Wang Yao's disciple from the bottom of her heart, if she could live there for a long time, it would definitely be good. Feelings could be cultivated slowly. There are houses, but there are a lot of rules to live here, Wang Yao said. It is not as free as you think. What happened in the past has to be completely cut off. We can't bring any trouble to this village. Zhong Luchuan had once provoked several killers. Now there were two more people with similar experiences. Wang Yao had heard from Zhong Luchuan that these two people had done far more and worse things than he had. No one was sure what they would bring. This was a quiet and peaceful mountain village. No one could disturb the peaceful life here. That was the most basic requirement. We promise that if there are any problems, the two of us will solve them. We won't bring any trouble to this village. Well, go and find the village secretary, Wang Yao said. He knows which houses here are vacant. Thank you, sir, Hu Mei said. Have a cup of tea, Wang Yao said. He should still be with the village committee. Let's go and ask him, Jia Zizai said. The two of them finished all the tea in their cups and left the clinic. Master, who are these two people? Pan Jun, who had been waiting at the side, asked. Two people with stories, Wang Yao said. Luchuan, go and ask them about their situation over there. Yes, sir. Do you work the night shift? Nope. Then don't leave. Why don't you stay here and have dinner together? Wang Yao said. All right. In the village committee, Wang Jianli was smoking in the yard. Two people came. The man was a little slovenly, and the woman was very beautiful. She was unforgettable. Hello, may I ask if Secretary Wang Jianli is here? That's me. Why are you looking for me? Wang Jianli asked. Well, are there any old houses in this village? I want to buy 2 houses here, Jia Zizai said. Buy houses? Wang Jianli asked. What's wrong with these city people? The people in the village are struggling to live in the city, but they actually came to the village to buy houses. Now, most of the big houses in the village were in a state of idleness. Because they had signed a replacement agreement with the Sun Group, the ownership of these houses now belonged to the Sun family. The son of the Sun family made it clear that all the Sun family's things in the village would be handed over to Wang Yao. No, it should be said that they would be given to him. In fact, Sun Yunxing had put these things under Wang Yao's name through legal means, but Wang Yao was not aware of this. However, Wang Jianli knew because Sun Yunxing had specifically looked for him for this matter. Now, he was just a person on the surface. The houses were handled by him, but he had to get Wang Yao's consent in advance. Yes, we want to live here. Live here. Yes, the scenery here is good and the people are simple. We all like it here. Hey, it's really strange. At the beginning, Wang Jianli only thought that they would buy 2 houses here and come here to relax when they were free. He did not expect that they would live here for a long time. Wait a minute, I'll ask. Wang Jianli let them into the house, then went into the inner room and called Wang Yao. Uncle, what's the matter? Yao, there are 2 strangers here to buy houses. I'm not at ease. Wang Jianli said. On the other end of the phone, Wang Yao confirmed that it was Jia Zizai and Hu Mei. Uncle, they have been here, Wang Yao said. I think we can sign an agreement with them. If there is a problem, let them go. Well, that's fine. Wang Jianli thought for a while. Wait, I'll make an agreement first. Okay, then we'll come back tomorrow. Jia Zizai looked at the time and felt that it was probably impossible to do it in the afternoon. Okay, how about tomorrow morning? In the evening, Wang Yao treated them to a meal in a restaurant in the village. They all drank a little. Pan Jun asked someone to take them back. Jia Zizai and Hu Mei did not leave. They stayed in the house next to Zhong Liuchuan's. At night, lying on the bed, Jia Zizai stretched and said, "Oh, it's so quiet here. It's good." Hu Mei leaned in Jia Zizai's arms. "Let's go get the certificate tomorrow," Jia Zizai suddenly said. "Are you serious?" Hu Mei propped herself up and looked into Jia Zizai's eyes. "Of course, it's true. Wait a minute." Jia Zizai picked up the phone and looked at it carefully. "Look, tomorrow is still an auspicious day. It's settled then." "Jia Zizai, I love you." "Ha ha." It was a romantic night. In the early morning, the sun was shining brightly. Thousands of miles away, in southern Yunnan, where are you going? I'm going out for a walk. Your condition is still unstable. You need to rest. The old man looked at the middle-aged man. His face was very pale. Oh, I'm just moving around. It's okay. The middle-aged man walked out of the room with a hat. He moved his body a little. He went to a Chinese medicine shop in the county and asked for some herbs. He returned to the place where he recuperated. He asked the old man for a stove, clay pots, and other cooking utensils. He then got busy. "What are you doing?" the old man asked curiously. "Making medicine." "You know how to make medicine too?" the old man asked. "I've traveled extensively over the years, so I've seen some," the middle-aged man said. The middle-aged man with a pale face worked for a whole day. He didn't stop to rest until the evening. In this way, he had been busy for 2 days. He made some pills, ointment, and medicine. Unfortunately, there's not enough time. His face was a little pale. It was not visible if one didn't look carefully. "Sir, thank you for the past few days." He went out and came back. He gave the old man an envelope. "Oh no, 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 I was asked to do this." "Take it." The man left the money. "I'm going out for a walk." "Okay, take care." The old man knew that he was going to leave. He had already memorized the map in his mind. He drove to the edge of the jungle. He carried his bag and entered the dense jungle. As soon as he entered the jungle, his movements were much faster. It seemed that he was quite familiar with the jungle. He was in a hurry. He was in a hurry. He was competing with death. He rushed all the way to the place recorded in his mind. On the way, he also picked some wild herbs. When he rested, He simply processed them and ate them. Those herbs were helpful to his body. They could suppress the erosion of the toxins. A day had passed without him noticing. At night, the jungle was dark. He was still hurrying. Cough, cough, cough. He forcibly suppressed the cough. Blood seeped out of the corner of his mouth. I have to go faster. A few days ago, he had accepted life and death. He was relaxed because he knew he was going to die. He was willing to go back to his hometown to die. Now, he knew that there was a glimmer of hope. He wanted to grasp it tightly. Therefore, he took the risk. His past experience, his fighting spirit, and his ruthlessness all came back at that moment. It's a good ending to die in this jungle. In the morning, he arrived in front of a tall mountain. The mountain was densely packed. This is it. He slowed down his footstep. He suddenly bent down. There were several bullet shells on the ground. Chapter 8:20. They don't use guns. They should be another group of people. He continued to move forward carefully. After walking for a while, he stopped because he found a familiar insect on the tree. Is there someone guarding around here? He looked up at the mountain and thought carefully for a while before he continued to move forward. The map was only a route. When he reached the destination, he had to rely on himself to find the herb. The mountain was high and the forest was dense. There were masters guarding it. It was very difficult. Go up the mountain first, then go down the mountain. The valley is in the dense forest. This was the hint given to him by the person hiding underground when he left the mountain village. He went up the mountain. He chose the most difficult path to go up the mountain. It was difficult to walk, so few people went up the mountain. The people guarding there were the least likely to stay there. He walked very slowly. After a while, he had to stop. First, he wanted to rest. Second, he wanted to observe. With his current physical condition, he wanted to avoid fighting as much as possible, especially with the masters. He was so careful. It took him a day to go from the foot of the mountain to the top. When he arrived at the top of the mountain, it was already dark. After a short rest, he began to go down the mountain. He couldn't wait. The sword of death was hanging above his head at the moment. It was slowly falling. It could speed up and take his life at any time. At night, the surroundings were pitch black. The toxins in his body were not only corroding his internal organs, but also other parts of his body, such as his eyes. In fact, his eyesight had already deteriorated. Everything he saw at night would see double. Under such circumstances, moving in the forest would be even slower and he had to be very careful. In the latter half of the night, it started to drizzle. If one looked under the light, they would find that the man's face had completely turned blue and black. It was very ugly. He adjusted his breathing, took some food, rested for a while, and continued to move forward. He came to the bottom of the mountain. Valley, where is the valley? What he needed to do now was to find the entrance to the secret land. Enduring the pain from his body, he carefully searched. He didn't let go of even the slightest clue. He really did find a trace. It was a spider the size of a palm, but it was already dead. He grew up in southern Yunnan and had a deep understanding of the jungle. Although he did not dare to say that he knew all the creatures in the jungle, he still knew most of them, especially those poisonous creatures. He knew them like the back of his hand. As far as he knew, there was no such type of plant in the jungle. In that case, there was only one possibility, and that was that the spider came from the so-called secret realm. There was a clue. He continued to search, and then he found something. It was a damaged flower, and it was under a weed. If he didn't look carefully, he wouldn't be able to see it at all. He carefully picked up the flower. Although it was damaged, he could still smell its special fragrance. A little light lit up under the tree. Even if it was 2 meters away, it could not be seen because the light was carefully blocked. Blood orchid. The middle-aged man's fingers trembled slightly. This was an orchid, but it was twice as big as a normal orchid. Moreover, it was blood-red in color and looked somewhat strange and bewitching. He hesitated for a moment and then ate the damaged petal. It was slightly sweet, slightly astringent, and had a strange fragrance. Other than that, there seemed to be nothing else. After eating it, he drank some water and continued to search around. However, there was still no result. Was it not here? He raised his head to take a look, then tried to search up the mountain. It was another huge spider carcass. The direction was right. He continued to go up the mountain. Along the way, he found centipedes that were more than a foot long and big snakes that were as thick as bowls. These things were extremely rare in the jungle, but they frequently appeared in this area. It's close. The closer he got, the more careful he became. Following the tracks of these terrifying creatures, he came to the top of the mountain. After a difficult trek, he saw a precipice. The precipice was almost at a 90-degree angle, and it looked like this from afar. There was no way down. Below. He looked up at the sky in the distance. Down. He took out a rope from the bag he carried, and then began to descend the cliff. After descending for less than 10 feet, he suddenly felt dizzy. His hand loosened and his body fell quickly. At the critical moment, he subconsciously grabbed the rope. His body was blocked by a tree on the cliff in midair. This prevented him from falling directly to his death. However, the impact of being blocked by the tree was not small. He felt a lot of pain in his body when he moved. Enduring the pain, he slowly moved down. Time passed slowly. When a touch of white appeared in the sky, the man landed at the bottom of the cliff. It was still uneven and full of trees and rocks. These difficulties were secondary. A large number of poisonous insects began to appear. There were centipedes that were more than 2 feet long, palm-sized ones, and huge snakes that were 7 or 8 meters long. He saw them all, and they were all in a relatively small range. If it wasn't for the special medicine on him and his special body, he was afraid that he would have become food in the stomachs of these terrifying creatures. The sky gradually brightened. The middle-aged man found a valley in the dense forest. It was very hidden. A valley in a valley? It should be here. Someone is here. He bent down and crouched in the grass. He saw a person being chased by a big snake as thick as a bucket. The person was in a panic and did not know where to go. What a big snake! He carefully observed for a while, and then continued to move forward. It was strange. Along the way, none of the poisonous insects attacked him. It was as if they did not notice this strange intruder. They let him pass. Well, it's a blessing in disguise. He came to the edge of the valley without any danger. The valley in the valley was another world. It was very big and lush. Dangerous, very dangerous. This was his first feeling. He decisively went down the valley. This time, it was smoother than the first time. It was more than 10 feet deep. However, there was a lot of water in the valley. The water was very cold and light red. There was a smell of blood. Several people's bodies could be faintly seen. There is something in here. There was water under his feet. The shore was 10 feet away. He went down. He slowly entered the water. Gulp. The water bubbled. He slowly moved to the shore. Splash. There was a slight sound of water. Suddenly, there was the sound of gunfire. It sounded not far from here. Someone else is coming. A black body suddenly appeared in the water. Snake, a huge snake. The middle-aged man stopped in the water and did not move. He watched the big snake, which only showed a part of its body, slowly dive back into the water. After a while, he continued to move forward. It took him nearly half an hour to walk the distance of 10 feet. Just when he thought he was in danger, there was a bang. A big tail came out of the water and directly hit him more than 10 feet away. He fell on a tree on the shore. He then fainted. When he woke up again, he found that he was still alive, but his body could no longer move. The fierce attack from the snake had caused great damage to his body. His body, which was already riddled with holes, was now broken to the point where it couldn't be broken anymore. "I'm going to die here." The vitality of his body was slowly fading. At this time, a person fell from the sky and fell heavily to the ground. He died directly. His eyes were still open. It could be seen that he was very unwilling to die. He carried a bag with him. A small part of the bag was opened, revealing the things inside. It was a bag of blood orchids. The middle-aged man's body trembled. It took him 10 minutes to reach out his hand and put it into his mouth. In the jungle, the battle seemed to be continuing. Here, the middle-aged man was eating a bag of blood orchid. He did not know which force had worked hard to get it. He did not know how many people had died to get such a bag of blood orchids. A person's will to live was very strong. Chapter 8:21. The color of the blood orchid was like blood. It was a magic herb that existed in legends. It was rumored that taking it could cure diseases, prolong one's life, and even make one immortal. The middle-aged man lay there quietly, listening to the gunshots not far away. He ate the blood orchid that had just been picked. 1-2. At first, he didn't have much of a reaction when he ate them. Gradually, he felt the changes in his body. It was as if something was burning in his body. A heat was slowly spreading throughout his body. It worked, and it worked so fast. As his body recovered some strength, he sped up and ate a bag of blood orchid. He didn't have time to savor it. It was like a cow chewing peony. "Where is he?" someone shouted. "Here." Footsteps were heard. Someone was coming quickly. The middle-aged man took a few deep breaths and lay on the ground. After a short while, 2 fully armed men arrived in front of them. "What about the blood orchid?" Looking at the empty bag, the 2 men were stunned. "Who is this man?" One of them leaned down and found that the man lying on the ground was in rags and covered in blood. He was no longer breathing. His face was a strange blue-black color. "He is dead. There must be other people in this valley. Could it be them? Let's go." The 2 men quickly left. The middle-aged man on the ground opened his eyes. He struggled to get up, found a big tree, and hid there without moving. Swish, swish, swish. From time to time, centipedes and terrifying poisonous spiders would pass by him, but he still didn't move an inch. He was like an old monk in meditation. Thousands of miles away in the mountain village, the sun rose. On Danshan Mountain, Wang Yao and Zhong Luchuan were 2 people. "Sir, I have asked someone to check," Zhong Luchuan said. "The problem on their side should be solved." "That's good," Zhong Luchuan said. "Let's practice boxing." The master and apprentice practiced boxing on the mountain. In the morning, Jia Zizai and Hu Mei both got what they wanted and had 2 happy events. They got a marriage certificate in the small county and bought a house in the mountain village. "That's great." Hu Mei's face was filled with a happy smile. "Should we find someone to renovate it?" In fact, this house had only been built 7 or 8 years ago. It was considered a new house in this mountain village. If people lived in it carefully, it would be no problem for them to live there for 20 or 30 years. "Yes, we do need to renovate it." They went back to Lianshan County and contacted a renovation team. They made an appointment to renovate the 4 houses and the small courtyard. Ah, this is real life. After a busy day, in the small courtyard, Hu Mei personally cooked a few dishes while the cool autumn wind blew. Jia Zizai prepared a bottle of red wine and then carefully washed the newly bought wine set. A few dishes, a bottle of red wine, and the company of a beauty. What kind of life were we living in the past? Jia Zizai sighed. Don't think about the past. What we need to do now is to live well in the future. Hu Mei sat down after serving all the dishes. Yes, my wife, you are absolutely right. Jia Zizai clapped her hands. Come, have a drink. Ding. The glass made a crisp sound. It's delicious. Then eat more. Now I finally begin to understand why you don't want to go out and want to stay in this mountain village, Jiazazai said. Maybe you will feel tired after a few days. No, absolutely not, Jiazazai said. I don't want to continue the previous life at all. From now on, we will live here. As long as you like it, it doesn't matter where I am. Humei smiled coquettishly. With such a beautiful woman, what more could a man ask for? The sky gradually darkened, and the wind on the mountain was a little cold. It's time to harvest again. In the herbal field, looking at the herbs growing very well, Wang Yao thought. Most of these herbs were ordinary herbs, but in the spirit-gathering battle array, they absorbed the aura between heaven and earth day and night. These ordinary herbs were not so ordinary anymore. I'll use most of them for myself. Since the formation of the array, he had never sold any of these herbs. After harvesting them, he processed them himself and used them as medicine. Things were different now. He had some ideas. After Nanshan Medical Company was completed, the first batch of medicinal materials needed to use the herbs on the mountain. At least some of them should be used. Also, when preparing the primordial spirit soup, he wanted to personally guide the process. It was said that the preparation of the medicine was very simple. It was just to mix the herbs together. In fact, it was not. There was still a lot of knowledge in it. In particular, the medicine made in batches had to be crushed and mixed. The proportion of the mixture had to be mastered. It's almost time to upgrade again. These days, although there were very few tasks, the experience points from seeing patients were constantly increasing. After accumulating over time, it seemed that he could upgrade again. Nothing happened there overnight. Thousands of miles away in southern Yunnan, in the secret valley, a middle-aged man lurked under a tree for a full day and night. He stayed there like a stone or a piece of rotten wood. He did not move, but there was intense activity in his body. The blood orchids he had eaten were playing a huge role. They were repairing his body, expelling part of the virus in his body, and helping him reverse the situation. Not enough, still not enough. He opened his eyes and then moved a little. He looked into the depths of the valley. He stood up, walked out from under the tree, and continued to move forward. A huge black snake, more than 20 meters long and as thick as a head of water, appeared. The scales all over its body were shining as if they were made of steel. The middle-aged man hesitated for a moment, then followed behind the big snake. He was neither too far nor too close. In fact, this was almost suicidal behavior. He did not dare to breathe. Obviously, the big snake was at the top of the food chain in the valley. Wherever it passed, the animals would panic and make way for it. This had saved him a lot of trouble. The valley was very large. It was narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. It was very irregular. There was a fragrance. He smelled the fragrance. It was the fragrance of the blood orchids. Not long after, he saw the blood orchids. A large number of blood orchids grew on a cliff. Below them was a deep pool. The big snake dove into the deep pool. At this time, the pool was a veritable dragon pool. The middle-aged man stood on the edge of the pool. He did not dare to approach it, let alone go into the water. What should he do? After circling around the pool, he found another piece of blood orchids in the corner of the pool. Although they did not grow as well as the ones on the cliff, they were still magic herbs. He quietly walked in front of them and began to pick these blood orchids. He picked them while eating them. The changes in his body were still ongoing, and they continued to happen. The sky brightened and the sun rose high in the sky. Another person came to the valley. This person was wearing a black robe. He entered the valley. Along the way, the poisonous creatures did not dare to approach him. He did not know what was on his body that restrained those poisonous creatures. Along the way, he went straight to the pool. When he approached, he slowed down. When he came to the corner of the pool, he was stunned. What's going on? Why are there only so few left? He remembered that the last time he came here, there were many blood orchids in the corner of the pool. Although they did not grow as well as those on the cliff, their efficacy was not much worse. However, there were so many left in just a few days. Have they been eaten by something? He took a closer look, and his face changed greatly. Someone has been here. At this time, the middle-aged man had reached the exit of the valley. He felt that his body had recovered, which made him happy. The power that had been lost had returned, and the pain had weakened a lot. It's amazing. He did not expect the herb to be so magical. Cough, cough, cough. He suddenly coughed. Blood oozed from the corner of his mouth. The black blood looked a little scary. Live. Hold on. When we get there, we have hope. A car was speeding on the road. There was a man in the car with a pale face and weak breathing. The light in his eyes was about to dissipate. All of it showed that he was in a bad state at the moment. How long will it take? Soon. The car was fast. It was racing against time with the god of death. In the mountain village, in the clinic, try it. How is my tea? Wei Hai asked with a smile. Well, the aroma is very unique. It's a little. Wang Yao could not find the right words to describe it for a while. A little taste of the sea? Yes, there is a little taste of the sea, Wang Yao said with a smile. That's right. The tea trees grow by the sea, Wei Hai said. Tea trees grow by the sea? Yes, you don't believe it? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. The tea trees grow on the cliff by the sea. They are wild. I spent a lot of effort to get the tea. You can't buy it even if you have money. They don't sell it at all. I came to you as soon as I got it. Thank you, Wang Yao said with a smile. Hey, don't mention it. Do you have any other hobbies besides drinking tea? Hey, I'll go to Jingdajun in a few days and bring you a good tea set. No need. Wang Yao waved his hand. You must. A good horse needs a good saddle. Good tea needs a good tea set, Wei Hai said. Knock, knock, knock. There was a hurried knock on the door. You came so quickly. You drink first. I'll see the patient first. Okay. The door was opened. A man carrying a patient came in. There was a middle-aged man behind him. It was Zhou Xiong. Sir, sorry to trouble you again. You're welcome. Come in. Chapter 8:22. The patient's face was pale and bloodless. His breathing was weak. It was obvious that he was seriously ill. Let him lie down. After entering the room and putting the patient on the bed, Wang Yao began to examine him. His internal organs were damaged. His chest, abdomen, and the meridians of his limbs were damaged. How did he get hurt so badly? He was injured when he was fighting with someone, Zhou Xiong said. The opponent was a master of internal martial arts. Was it a fight to the death? No, it was a personal grudge. The opponent attacked me. Okay, I got it. Wang Yao fed him a 9 herbs pill to stabilize his heart and meridians. His internal organs are damaged. There are many blood clots in his body. Haven't you been to the hospital? Yes, it was an emergency treatment. Then I came here. Elder Sang was also there. He suggested I come here. Okay, I got it. This had to be a prescription for promoting blood clots and dredging meridians. Is he your friend? Yes, strictly speaking, he is a relative. He is from the same village. He is a junior and a very talented young man. You should know the rules here. Understood. Just treat him, Zhou Xiong hurriedly said. Well, his life won't be in danger for the time being. I need to decoct 2 decoctions for him. You guys wait here for a while. Okay. Wang Yao came out of the room and came to the acacia tree. I'm sorry, Brother Hai. This patient's condition is very difficult. I can't accompany you to drink tea today. It's okay. I'll leave the tea here. I'll come back another day, Wei Hai said with a smile. Okay, I won't see you out. I'm in a hurry to decoct the decoction. Go ahead. Wang Yao went to the room next door. He prepared the herbs and took out the multifunctional pot for herb. He needed to decoct a decoction. Blood deblicking powder. Promote blood clots and dredge meridians. Ephedra, angelica, white peony, Panax nodo ginseng, polygonum vine, zew. The firewood was burning, the spring water was boiling, and the herbs were added one by one. The taste and color of the decoction were changing. Wang Yao sat quietly beside the pot and added firewood from time to time. Time passed little by little. The decoction in the pot was changing. All right. Once the medicine was ready, he placed it aside and waited for it to cool down. Wang Yao went to the room next door. The man lying on the bed had already fainted, but his breathing was still stable. 2 people were guarding the bed. Given his condition, it's best for him to stay here for a while and continue to receive treatment, Wang Yao said. Okay, you wait here. I'll prepare the room, Zhou Xiong said to the younger man who came with him. Okay, uncle. Zhou Xiong went to prepare a place to stay. He had bought a house here, but it had been a while since he had lived there, so he needed to tidy it up. You called him uncle? Yes, in terms of seniority, he is 1 generation above me, the man in his 30s said with a smile. What about him? Wang Yao pointed at the unconscious man lying on the bed. He has to call me uncle too. We are of the same generation. Oh. After chatting with the man who was a few years older than him for a while, Wang Yao brought the medicine that had cooled down a little. Come, help him up. Be gentle. Wang Yao fed him a small bowl of blood deblicking powder. After taking the medicine for about 20 minutes, Wang Yao began to massage him with a unique technique to dredge his meridians and promote the absorption of the medicine. However, in the areas of the abdomen that were seriously injured, his technique was particularly gentle. Excessive force could cause internal organs to be injured again. The unconscious man made a sound of pain. Sir, is he okay? The danger to his life has been temporarily lifted, but it will take some time for his body to recover, Wang Yao said. That's good. Not long after, Zhou Xiong came back from outside. Wait a moment. I'll decoct another medicine for him. Thank you, sir. Wang Yao was going to decoct the primordial spirit soup for him to help him recover faster. While Wang Yao was decocting the medicine in the room next door, the unconscious man woke up. Uncle, second brother, where are we? We've arrived at Pharmacist Wang's clinic. How do you feel? It still hurts a lot. Pharmacist Wang just said that your life is not in danger for the time being, Wang Yao said. What you need to do next is rest. I've prepared a place to stay. We'll stay here for a while. We'll leave when you're almost recovered. Okay, I'll have to trouble you. Don't be so polite to us, Zhou Xiong said. As long as you can recover, this is nothing. You're awake. Wang Yao brought the decoction into the room. How do you feel? Does your whole body hurt badly, especially your chest and abdomen? Ah, yes, it feels like countless needles are pricking me. This is a normal reaction, Wang Yao said. Your meridians are badly damaged. If you want to recover, there will be a process. The blood clots in your body also need to be removed. Come, drink this bowl of medicine. The purpose of the primordial spirit soup was to help his body recover faster. The medicine was mild. After drinking the bowl of medicine, he rested for a while. Then, another patient came to the clinic. Okay, take him back to rest, Wang Yao said. I'll find time to go back and see him. You don't have to come again. Yes, thank you, sir. The slightly younger man carried him on his back and left. Zhou Xiong supported him from the side. The new patient was an old man in his 70s. He had a son with him. Dr. Wang, I'm so nervous, the old man said. I can't sleep well. Recently, he had been nervous. He always felt that there was something he hadn't done, but in fact there was nothing. He couldn't sleep at night. He always heard some noise outside, but when he got up and went out to look, he found nothing. Because of this, He felt that there was something wrong with his heart. After going to the hospital for a checkup, it was found that there was nothing wrong with his heart. His blood pressure was normal. There was nothing wrong with his body, but he was always like this. The teacher always felt suspicious. He suspected that his children were hiding something from him. When he heard that Wang Yao had extraordinary medical skills, he asked his son to take him to see him. "Okay, I'll take a look at you." Wang Yao felt the pulse and knew the reason. The old man's problem was in his head. It revealed that his brain was shrinking, which led to a series of discomforts. The problem was found, but compared to treatment, it was a disease that occurred in old people. It was considered an aging of the body, but the speed of aging was abnormal. This situation was very rare. In the later stage, it would lead to severe memory loss and incontinence. After eating, the old man would think that he had not eaten. When he went out, he would forget where his home was. However, it was the first time Wang Yao had encountered such a situation. There was no precedent for treatment before. It was also a challenge for him. "Well, I know about your illness. Please wait a moment. I'll get the medicine for you." "Oh, okay. Doctor, is my illness serious?" "It's not a big problem. You'll be fine after taking the medicine," Wang Yao said with a smile. That's good, the old man said with a smile. "Come, follow me to get the medicine." Wang Yao waved to the middle-aged man next to him. "Doctor, what kind of illness does my father have?" the middle-aged man asked softly. "In layman's terms, it's brain atrophy," Wang Yao said softly to make sure that his voice could only be heard by the middle-aged man in front of him. "What?" The middle-aged man was stunned. Is it serious?" "It's not particularly serious. It's just the early stage," Wang Yao said. "Is it like what is shown on TV? In the later stage, he will say that he doesn't know anymore. He will get lost when he goes out. He will also have incontinence and can't take care of himself." The man asked tentatively. "If it's serious, such a disease will occur, but it's not now. Can you treat it here?" The man was stunned for a moment. If it really became like what was shown on TV, it was something unimaginable. "Yes," Wang Yao said. Really? Of course, but the treatment will be expensive. Think about it carefully. It's not done yet." The old man was a little impatient. It's done," Wang Yao said. He quickly took out several herbs from the medicine box. He quickly weighed and packed them. "Is this medicine?" "It's used to calm his nerves. It can calm his mind and make him sleep at night," Wang Yao said. The man was obviously frightened by Wang Yao's words just now. He was still thinking about the terrible consequences that might happen. "Take him back first. I need to make a special medicine for him to treat his illness." Okay. Come back in 2 days. You don't need to take this old man with you." Okay. The medicine didn't cost too much. The middle-aged man left with his father. Atrophy and degeneration. Wang Yao sat down and thought about the old man's illness. How can I delay the deterioration of the internal organs and aging? Ordinary herbs definitely wouldn't work. He needed to use licorice root. Moonlight herb nourished the yin and calmed the nerves. It had to be added. Chongyang herb nourished the heart pores. It nourished the 5 internal organs and opened the 9 apertures. This medicine was also suitable. Zhu, a herb that opened the meridians, was added. The deterioration of the body's internal organs and the emergence of diseases were largely caused by the blockage of the meridians and qi and blood, which led to the decline of the body's functions. Soothe the nerves, open the apertures, and open the meridians. This was the initial treatment idea Wang Yao thought of. Overall, there was no problem. He only needed to determine a few other auxiliary herbs. After the prescription was settled, the next step was to make the medicine and test it. Ring, buzz. His phone rang. It was Su Xiaoxue. "Hello, Xiaoxue. I heard from my brother that your sister is getting married." "Yes, on the 1st of October. Why didn't you tell me such a big thing? Su Xiaoshu asked. I was afraid that you would be busy with your studies, so I didn't tell you. Chapter 8:23. No matter how busy I am, you have to tell me such a big thing, Su Xiaoshu said. I've already asked for leave. I'll be there tomorrow. Okay, tell me the time and I'll pick you up at the airport. After chatting with Su Xiaoshu for a while, he hung up the phone. Unknowingly, it would be his sister's wedding day in 2 days. Wang Yao thought about it and posted a message on Weibo in advance to prevent people from waiting in vain. Life was meaningless. Some people would rather die than live humbly. Some people would rather die than live humbly because there was hope and possibility to live. Thousands of miles away in southern Yunnan, alive. I'm still alive. A middle-aged man was gasping for breath. His face was still slightly bluish-black, but it had faded a lot compared to the previous 2 days. The key was the feedback of his body. He could feel that his body was recovering. The fatal factors in his body were fading. What was better than being alive? Yes, it was living happily. Master, I'm still alive. He looked up at the sky. The sun was really bright. He laughed heartily. He laughed so hard that tears flowed out of his eyes. In the mountain village, Jia Zizai went to Zhong Liuchuan's home alone. What are you busy with? Reading. Zhong Liuchuan put down the Taoist scripture in his hand. What's the matter? Nothing, just wandering around. Sit down. Jia Zizai made him a cup of tea. What book are you reading? Huangting Jing. Tisk, you've really changed a person. Aren't you the same? Have some tea. Thank you. Jia Zizai drank a cup of tea and carefully looked at Zhong Liuchuan. The man's appearance had not changed, but his temperament had changed a lot. The sharpness that had once been exposed was all hidden. He used to be like a sharp sword. Now there was a sheath on the outside, but the inside was probably sharper and unparalleled. What's wrong? I'm thinking that if the two of us fight again, I should be the one who loses, right? Zhong Liuchuan just smiled. He was now practicing all day. From time to time, he would exchange blows with Wang Yao. He had benefited a lot from exchanging blows with masters. His horizons had been broadened. Cultivating on Dongshan Mountain had been of great benefit to him. The neishi in his body had already reached a small scale. With just a thought, he could activate it with great power. However, as his cultivation deepened day by day, he discovered more and more that he was lacking, and his original desire to fight also faded. When he had nothing to do, he would meditate, chant sutras, and drink tea. This was the typical lifestyle of a hermit in the mountains. Have you benefited a lot from cultivating with Mr.? I have benefited a lot, Zhong Liuchuan said. My life has changed since then. Don't tempt me here. What do you think will make Mr. accept me as his disciple? Didn't Sir say that we'll talk about it after a year when your state of mind has calmed down? You're still talking? In other words, you'll have to see my performance when the time comes? Yes, that's what I meant. After listening, Jia Zizai drank the tea in the cup in one gulp. But I'm quite satisfied with my life now, Jia Zizai said. I don't have to be on tenterhooks all day and do things that I hate. I'm also going to get 2 sets of tea set. I'll drink tea when I'm free. By the way, I went to the mountain today and found that many of the fields on the mountain are empty. It's a pity that no one is using them. I'm going to contract 2 acres of land to plant vegetables and fruit. It's all natural, green, and pollution-free. Okay. Zhong Liuchuan just nodded. In fact, he had rented a piece of land on Dongshan Mountain to plant some vegetables and herbs as a pastime. In fact, he was very attentive. However, in autumn, the growth of the vegetables and herbs was not as ideal as he had imagined. Originally, I wanted to live next door to you, but after thinking about it, Hu Mei and I... Oh, by the way, we got a certificate. Did you know? Congratulations, Zhong Luchuan said. He felt that Jia Zizai's thinking was very jumpy. It seemed that once the burden on her body was reduced, her mentality had undergone a huge change. Hey, how about I ask who may to introduce you to someone? Tell me, what kind of person do you like? Have some tea. Zhong Luchuan poured a cup of tea for her. What do you mean? Hey, don't tell me you have a problem with your sexual orientation. What problem? What sexual orientation? You think too much, Zhong Luchuan calmly said. Well, in fact, Hu Mei still has a few friends, Zhong Luchuan said. I've met them a few times. They are quite beautiful and virtuous. Their age is also quite suitable. Why don't I introduce you to each other some other day? Zhong Luchuan did not speak. He quietly stared at Jia Zizai. I can be sure that they are not people like us, Jia Zizai said. They are just ordinary people. They are absolutely innocent. If there is nothing else, I still have to read. Hey, no, are you free at noon? What do you want to do? Come to my house for lunch and try Hu Mei's cooking. Call Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang is not at home at noon. He went to hike. It doesn't matter. You go, Zhong Luchuan said. Let's have a drink. I don't drink, Jia Zizai said. I appreciate your kindness, but forget it. Okay, another day then. Jia Zizai left with a happy song. She was happy and happy. That attitude, Zhong Luchuan laughed. In hike, Wang Yao looked up at the sky. The autumn air was refreshing. The sky in hike was particularly blue. Here it comes. A small dot appeared in the sky and quickly approached. It was a passenger plane. It quickly landed on the ground. A young woman, who was as beautiful as a flower, got off the plane in jeans and a pink blouse. She was like a blooming peony flower. She was the focus of attention wherever she went, especially the men. Beautiful, so beautiful! President Zhao? President Zhao? Did you see that person? Yes. I just saw her and fell in love with her. President Zhao, you have a phone call. Can't you see that I'm busy? A man in a suit and leather shoes looked up and walked toward the fairy-like person. It's President Li. Well, it's that B*TCH again. Hello, honey, I'm in hike. Yes, I just got off the plane, the man said with a smile. His tone was very gentle. Don't worry, leave this task to me. Yes, no problem. Take care of your health over there. Don't be too tired. Call me if you need anything. Well, okay, that's it. Love you. Bye. After hanging up, the man began to look around before putting his phone back. Hey, where is the beauty just now? Sir. You are so beautiful today. Wang Yao took the suitcase she carried with her and smiled. Thank you. Hey, beauty, excuse me. At this time, a well-dressed middle-aged man came to the side of Su Xiaoxue and Wang Yao. Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Zhao Zhongxing, the chairman of Chongqing Group. This is my business card. He took out a very delicate business card box and took out a very delicate business card from it. He handed it to Su Xiaoxue with both hands. Hello, President Zhao. Well, I think you have a very good temperament. Are you interested in joining our company? Not interested, thank you, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. Maybe you don't know much about our company, Zhao Zhongxing said. This President Zhao suddenly became speechless with his mouth wide open. What's going on here? Let's go. Okay. Su Xiaoxue smiled and took Wang Yao's arm to leave with him. Did you come alone this time? Yes, my mother insisted that Auntie Lian accompany me, Zhao Zhongxing said. I said no. Don't I have you here? Yes, I have. Wang Yao nodded. President Zhao, what's wrong with you? Sir, what's wrong with President Zhao? Well, maybe God thinks he's too annoying and wants him to shut up and rest for a while, Wang Yao said with a smile. Su Xiaoxue laughed happily like a lark. He won't be speechless for the rest of his life, will he? How is that possible? Zhao Zhongxing asked. He just can't talk for a while. He's so annoying. The two of them got into the car and headed to the mountain village. You haven't eaten yet, have you? Yes. Do you want to take a nap first? I'll wake you up later. No, I'm not tired or sleepy. I'd better chat with you for a while. On the way, Su Xiaoxue asked Wang Yao a lot of questions. What? My brother asked you to go to the army? Oh, it slipped out of my mouth. Wang Yao had just mentioned it by accident. He didn't expect Su Xiaoxue to notice it immediately. Sir, you didn't go to the battlefield to carry out a mission, right? No. Su Xiaoxue stared at Wang Yao for a long time. What's wrong? Why are you staring at me? Sir, you lied just now. No. Wang Yao's face was slightly red. Look, your face is red, Su Xiaoxue said. Did Big Brother trick you into going to the battlefield? Haha, I'm fine. Humph, Su Zhixing. Su Xiaoxue pouted. Sir, you're not allowed to go next time. Of course, of course. Wang Yao hurriedly promised. Don't look for Big Brother. I asked to go. I want to go to the jungle in southern Yunnan to have a look. There are some herbs there that might be useful to me. Really? Su Xiaoxue asked. Of course, it's true. Besides, there was no battle this time. That's good. When the car arrived at the mountain village, Su Xiaoxue took out the gifts she had prepared for Wang Yao's parents from the package she carried with her. The two elders were very happy. In fact, they were especially happy that Su Xiaoxue had come. You don't have to bring gifts. The more Zhang Xiuying looked at her future daughter-in-law, the more satisfied she was. Wang Fenghua happily smoked a cigarette. His daughter was getting married, and his daughter-in-law was also coming. Wasn't this a double blessing? Ah, it would be even better if the wedding of the two couples were held together. Chapter 8:24. Of course, it still depended on the girl and her family's opinion. Wang Fenghua was also very satisfied with the girl. The more he looked at her, the more he liked her. Have you chosen your bridesmaid yet? Su Xiaoxue asked Wang Yao. I want to be a bridesmaid. Okay, I'll tell your sister right away. Zhang Xiuying immediately made the decision. Even if she had chosen her bridesmaid, she would change it. Who else could be more suitable than her daughter-in-law? Mom, you don't have to do that. I'll tell my sister tomorrow, Wang Yao said. Su Xiaoxue smiled happily at the side. After lunch, the two of them went out for a walk. This is the first time I've attended a wedding since I got sick, Su Xiaoxue said. Really? Are you very happy? Very happy. As long as you are happy. When the two of them walked to the south of the village, they happened to meet Jia Zizai. She had a cigarette in her mouth, and was humming a tune as she slowly walked out. After seeing the two of them, she quickly walked over. When she saw Su Xiaoxue, her eyes lit up. What a beautiful woman! Hello, sir. Hello, Wang Yao said. Who is this? Master's wife? What? Su Xiaoxue was stunned. At first, she felt that the title was strange. After thinking about it carefully, two red clouds flew up on her face. Ah, no, is she Sir's girlfriend? Jia Zizai felt that the title seemed to be inappropriate, so she quickly changed it. Yes, my girlfriend, and soon my wife, Wang Yao said generously. Su Xiaoxue's beautiful face turned even redder. Congratulations, sir, Su Xiaoxue said. Remember to tell me when the time comes. Okay. Okay, I won't disturb you. Jia Zizai went back with a smile. She went straight to Zhong Liuchuan's home and went in without knocking. Zhong Liuchuan was meditating on a futon. Well, you are really going to be a Taoist priest. What do you want? Zhong Liuchuan opened his eyes and asked. Yes, I see Master's wife. What wife? Zhong Liuchuan asked. Just now, I saw Mr. Wang in the village with a very beautiful fairy-like person. Mr. Wang admitted that she was his girlfriend, his future daughter-in-law, Jia Zizai said excitedly, as if she had discovered something great. So what? Zhong Luchuan calmly asked. Hey, did you already know? Why are you so calm? It's normal for Sir to have a girlfriend, Zhong Luchuan said. Moreover, Sir is so outstanding, like a god. Marrying a fairy-like wife is a perfect match. What's there to be surprised about? As for you, I've heard people say that once, in order to carry out a mission, you ambushed a person and waited in a mud pit for 3 days. How calm and patient were you? Now, why are you so surprised when you encounter a little thing? Are you someone else pretending to be you? Wearing a human skin mask, let me see. Zhong Luchuan got up and said, Hey, what do you mean? Let me see. Don't joke around, Jia Zizai said with a smile. I am the real person, not a fake. Zhong Luchuan suddenly attacked. His speed was not very fast, but Jia Zizai's face suddenly changed. It's for real. He wanted to dodge, but he found that the other party's punch was very strange. He had clearly dodged, but the punch still hit him. It was not that he was slow, but that the other party was changing. The punch hit him in the stomach. It was not as heavy as he had imagined, but it was still very painful. It's for real? It's really you? Zhong Luchuan asked with a smile. Are you kidding me? Jia Zizai asked. Zhong Luchuan took a step back, still carefully looking at Jia Zizai. Well, it seems to be real, Zhong Luchuan said. You. Jia Zizai rubbed his stomach. In fact, he was very shocked. Because of Zhong Luchuan's punch, he knew that the other party was half joking, but the punch surprised him. It was indeed impossible to dodge. If the other party's strength had been a little stronger, it would have been enough for him to suffer. Is this the kung fu that Sir taught you? Yes. Can you teach me? What do you think? Zhong Luchuan asked. Well, if Sir gets married, remember to tell me in advance. Sure. Let's go. You can practice here. I won't see you out. Jia Zizai hummed a little tune and left, but he was quite dispirited. I didn't expect the gap to become so big. How long has it been? Hearing him come back and talk to himself, Hu Mei smiled and asked, What gap? Zhong Luchuan. Although I haven't fought with him before, I remember that it shouldn't have been difficult to deal with him in the past. I can analyze it from his cautious look when he saw me, but now I can't even dodge his punch. Is it because his progress is too fast, or am I too relaxed? You! Hu Mei reached out and tapped his forehead after hearing this. His progress has nothing to do with us, Hu Mei said. He is not our enemy. Now that we have said goodbye to our past life and made a clean break, we don't have to fight anymore. We don't have to find ways to deal with any enemies. Well, that's true, but I still think it's not a good thing, Zhong Luchuan said. It's like you always bully a person. You are used to bullying, but one day you are pressed to the ground by him. The contrast is too big. It's hard to accept for a while. You have a lot of fallacies. Hu Mei rolled her eyes at him. By the way, do you know that Sir has a very beautiful girlfriend, just a little worse than you? Jia Zizai said. I saw her today. She is like a fairy. She is the future wife of Master. Is that so? Then did you ask Sir when the wedding will be held? I asked, but he hasn't decided yet, Hu Mei said. I told him not to forget to tell us when he gets married. Besides, we live in this mountain village. We will definitely know when he gets married. Hey, what gift should I prepare for him? Your mentality has been jumping around a lot recently, Hu Mei said. Isn't it a little early to think about it? It's not early. That's the person who's going to be my master in the future. This gift must have weight. Jumpy. I've been a little jumpy recently. Why? Because the shackles on us are gone. The sharp sword hanging over our heads is gone. We're free. We can live the life we want. Is there a problem with that? No problem, as long as you are happy. My wife is the best. Jia Zizai kissed Hu Mei. You are so annoying. In the village, Wang Yao and Hu Mei walked out of the village and came to the road leading to Nanshan Hill. When did you plant trees here? Su Xiaoxue pointed to the new trees at the foot of the hill. Just over a month ago, Hu Mei said. Is it appropriate to plant trees in autumn? Yes, the climate here is different from outside. It is not a problem to plant trees in late autumn, Wang Yao said with a smile. By the way, there are fresh fruits on the hill. Do you want to try them? Sure. The two of them went up Nanshan Hill hand in hand. San Xian came to the foot of the hill early to welcome them. He wagged his tail happily and showed his goodwill to Su Xiaoxue. I think it seems to be smiling at me. Su Xiaoxue was surprised. She did see a smile on the face of San Xian. Really? Let me have a look. Wang Yao took a closer look. Woof. Poop picker, what are you looking at? It is indeed smiling, Su Xiaoxue said. It seems that it welcomes you very much. Hey, San Xian, why haven't I seen it smile before? Woof. Woof. Okay, let's go up the hill. Wang Yao smiled and patted San Xian's head. Strange, why do I feel that this hill is different from the last time I was here? How is it different? Su Xiaoxue asked. I feel that the qi is stronger, and it seems to be taller. Well, it is taller, Wang Yao said with a smile. Is it still growing? Su Xiaoxue asked. It is still growing, Wang Yao said with a smile. One night, it grew more than 3 feet. I thought it was an earthquake. How tall can it grow? Su Xiaoxue asked. I don't know, Su Xiaoxue said. It depends on its own thoughts. It has its own thoughts? Su Xiaoxue asked. This hill is spiritual, Su Xiaoxue said. Come and try these fruits. They are all from our own fruit trees. They taste very good. Wang Yao brought out a fruit plate. There were grapes, apples, dates, and autumn pears. The common characteristics of these fruits were that they were big and bright in color. They looked very fresh and had a special fruity smell. They were the kind of things that were delicious without looking at them. Try it. Sure. Su Xiaoxue picked up a grape and put it into her mouth. It was juicy and very sweet. It's delicious. She couldn't help but eat a few more. Try the others. They are all delicious, Wang Yao said. Su Xiaoxue tasted all the fruit. They were very fresh and delicious. They were completely different from what she had eaten before. It's so delicious. If you think it's delicious, I'll send you some regularly. Sure. Ring. Buzz. Su Xiaoxue's phone rang. It was Wang Yao's sister. She wanted to invite Su Xiaoxue to try on the bridesmaid's dress. Sure. Su Xiaoxue said. I also brought a gift for her. What kind of gift? I'll keep it a secret for now. I'll give it to Big Sister personally when I see her. Well, let's go this afternoon. She will be very busy tomorrow. Okay. The two of them went down the hill and drove to Lianshan County. They arrived at the place they had arranged in advance. When did you come, Xiaoxue? Wang Ru saw Su Xiaoxue and was very friendly. She pulled her aside and asked her about this and that. I just arrived today. After chatting for a while, she began to choose the bridesmaid's dress for Su Xiaoxue. This girl is so beautiful. The person in the wedding shop looked at Su Xiaoxue and praised. She had seen beautiful women before, but it was rare to see such a beautiful one. Wang Ru chose the most expensive dress in the shop. Su Xiaoxue tried it on. She looked even more beautiful. This won't do. Wang Ru's best friend who accompanied her said. Why not? Is this your sister-in-law? Yes, she will be in the future. Look at how beautiful she is. I'm not saying that you are not beautiful. If she is the bridesmaid, she will definitely steal your limelight. Chapter 825. I don't think so, Wang Ru said with a smile. Of course, you and the groom are the main characters of the wedding. The others can only play supporting roles. If the person standing next to you is your sister-in-law dressed like this, all the guests and friends will look at her. So, you must listen to my opinion. What you said makes sense, but the key is how do I tell her? She came all the way from Jing to attend my wedding, Wang Ru said. She really thought about it after hearing what her best friend said. That's easy. You go to your brother and let him tell her. Okay. Wang Ru called Wang Yao over and told him about the situation. Well, you have a point, Wang Yao said. I'll talk to Xiaoxue. To be honest, the moment his girlfriend put on the dress, he was suddenly stunned. It was a kind of amazing feeling. That wasn't something that could be described with the word beautiful. He called Su Xiaoxue, who was very excited, aside and told her very euphemistically about his sister's suggestion or request. Ah! Sure enough, Su Xiaoxue was a little disappointed after hearing Wang Yao's praise, but she was still happy in her heart. Okay then. The two of them could not help much there. Everything was almost ready. They were just waiting for the day of the wedding. Wang Yao could see that his sister was very happy and a little nervous. Du Mingyang was a very considerate husband. He was always by her side. I envy them so much, Su Xiaoxue said. Really? Wang Yao smiled and said, If you want, I'll marry you. This sentence came out of Wang Yao's mouth. It was very calm, but Su Xiaoxue's body trembled. Really? Of course, it's true. Okay, marry me, Su Xiaoxue said sweetly. When I graduate, we'll get married. Okay, it's settled then, Wang Yao said. In one sentence, it was settled. The two of them left Lianshan County when it was almost dark and rushed back to the mountain village. In the evening, Wang Yao went to Zhou Xiong's residence in the mountain village to check on the man. His complexion was better, but his whole body was still in pain. Thank you, sir. He followed Zhou Xiong and addressed Wang Yao in the same way. Does it still hurt today? It hurts, the man said. It seems to be worse than yesterday. Is that so? Let me take a look at you again. Wang Yao examined him again. It's not a big problem. It's just that the recovery of my organs is a little slower than I thought. If the organs were damaged, the primordial spirit soup alone would not be as effective. Well, I'll make another decoction. You can come back tomorrow afternoon to get it. Wang Yao said to Zhou Xiong. Yes, sir. That night, Wang Yao didn't go up the mountain. Instead, he spent the night at home because Su Xiaoxue was also staying with him. The night passed peacefully. The next morning, after breakfast, Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue went up the mountain. Mountain firewood, ancient spring water, multifunctional pot for herbs. The three items. Wang Yao decocted the decoction. Su Xiaoxue sat beside him and made a pot of tea for Wang Yao. Ginseng, gorgon fruit, angelica, glossy ganoderma, licorice, primordial spirit soup, plus everlasting grass, was used to calm the 5 internal organs and replenish the loss. It was a prescription specially adapted for the injured patient. Have some tea, sir. Su Xiaoxue poured him a cup of tea. Thank you. Wang Yao took it with a smile. Are you bored? Not at all. Su Xiaoxue shook her head. There are also fruits. If you like them, why don't you eat some more? Sure. Su Xiaoxue got up and brought the fruits over. She ate a grape, picked one, and put it into Wang Yao's mouth. If the two of them were to be seen by outsiders, who knew how many single people would be envious of them? The decoction was ready. Sir, what does this decoction do? It consolidates the corporeity, calms the 5 internal organs, and replenishes the loss, Wang Yao said. There was a special patient in the village. His meridians and collaterals were damaged, and his 5 internal organs were damaged. I gave him the decoction. The recovery of his meridians and collaterals was good, but the recovery of his internal organs was a little slow. Therefore, I added this decoction to him. Oh! After the decoction was ready, they were not in a hurry to go down the mountain. Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue walked around the mountain. Seeing the fruit trees were full of fruits, Su Xiaoxue suggested picking some. Okay, you pick first. I'll take the ones you can't reach. Su Xiaoxue picked the ones she could reach. Sir, that one is good. Su Xiaoxue pointed to an autumn pear hanging on a branch more than 3 meters from the ground. Well, that's easy. Wang Yao grabbed in the air. The autumn pear seemed to be caught by an invisible hand. Then, the branch tightened. All of a sudden, the autumn pear automatically flew toward the two of them. Wang Yao gave it a little push, and the autumn pear fell into Su Xiaoxue's hand. Wow, sir, you're so awesome! Su Xiaoxue clapped her hands happily. It was like magic and juggling. Wang Yao saw that she was happy, so he picked up a lot of fruits from the air. Sir, what kind of kung fu is this? Well, it doesn't have a fixed name. Sir, when can I learn it? When you can release Neishi, you can learn it, Wang Yao said. It will probably take a few years. In fact, Su Xiaoxue's Neishi progress was very fast. It was beyond Wang Yao's imagination. Her speed was not much slower than Zhong Luchuan, who practiced in the mountain village all day. Her main task in Jing was to study. She had classes all day long. The course schedule was slow. She did not have a lot of free time. The environment here was definitely much better than Jing, where she lived. It could be seen how amazing her talent on the road of practice was. Take these down the mountain? Okay. At about 11 p.m., the two of them went down the mountain with a bag of fruit. At the beginning, I went out to sell chestnuts and dates, Wang Yao said to Su Xiaoxue with a smile. Really? Of course it's true, Wang Yao said with a smile. That was at the beginning. It's so delicious. It must have been snatched up by people, right? Almost. The two of them talked and laughed as they went down the mountain. At the foot of the mountain, they saw Jia Zizai and Hu Mei, who were ready to go out. Hello, sir. Hello, are you ready to go out? Yes, I don't want to cook at noon. I'm going out to a restaurant, Jia Zizai said. Would you like to join us? No, thank you, Wang Yao said. Okay, we'll go first. Let's go. Jia Zizai pulled Hu Mei, who was in a daze. What happened just now? Were you stunned? She's beautiful, right? She's just a little worse than you. What's the name of your girlfriend? For some reason, Hu Mei's face became a little ugly. Seeing that Hu Mei's face was not right, Jia Zizai hurriedly asked, I don't know. I didn't ask. What's wrong? Nothing. I hope I'm wrong. Wait. Jia Zizai's face changed. She hurriedly pulled her to a corner. Tell me clearly, what's going on? Do you remember Lao Mu? Yes, that mysterious guy, a poison master, Jia Zizai said. What's wrong? I once cooperated with him to carry out a special task. I don't know where he got the prescription from, but he concocted a very special poison. The toxicity was extremely strong. We were assigned by Zhang Wei to go to the south to find people to test the poison. Those people were very difficult to deal with, so several people were accidentally injured at that time. I clearly remember that there was a very beautiful girl in her 20s, who looked 90% similar to Sir's girlfriend. What? Jia Zizai's face changed. Are you sure you didn't remember it wrong? Jia Zizai asked. Of course, I didn't remember it wrong. The girl was very beautiful, innocent, and romantic. I still remember it clearly. It was also at that time that I regretted it. What's her name? Jia Zizai asked. I only heard the last two words, Xiaoxue, Jia Zizai said. Wait, let me ask. Jia Zizai called Zhong Luchuan. What's the matter? What are you busy with? Jia Zizai asked. Eating. Let me ask you something, Jia Zizai said. What's the name of Sir's girlfriend? Jia Zizai asked. Why do you ask? Zhong Luchuan asked. Well, I can't not even know the name of my future master's wife, Jia Zizai said. Su Xiaoxue, Jia Zizai said. Chapter 8:26. The mobile phone in Jia Zizai's hand fell to the ground. His face was pale and frightening. He was stunned. Hu Mei, who was next to him, was also stunned. It was as if she had been struck by lightning. They had been very close, so she could hear the conversation on the phone. It's really her. Her mind was buzzing and blank. The difficulties she had encountered before could not be compared to the sentence she had just heard. Hello, is there anything else? Zhong Liuchuan's voice came from the phone. No, nothing. Jia Zizai, who had recovered from the shock, hurriedly picked up the mobile phone that had fallen to the ground. The two of them looked at each other, then chose to turn around and go home. What lunch? Let's figure out how to deal with this matter first. How could this be? Hu Mei had said this sentence more than a dozen times. Why don't we just leave here? Jia Zizai thought for a long time. You see, now that Su Xiaoxue has recovered, and there is no problem, Zhong Liuchuan said. She gets along so well with Mr. Wang. Let's pretend that this matter never happened, leave here, and find another place to live. How about that? Didn't you want to be Mr. Wang's disciple? Hu Mei asked. That was just a casual remark, Jia Zizai said with a smile. You didn't take it seriously, did you? In his eyes, nothing was more important than the life they had now. He could not completely disrupt the life they had fought so hard for because of this matter. Leave. Hu Mei repeated the word. How about I confess to Mr. Wang? What? Are you stupid? After all, she is not dead, and I am just an accomplice in this matter, Zhong Liuchuan said. Mr. Wang has done us a favor. If we hide this matter from him, No, let me think about it. The two of them sat facing each other in the room for an entire afternoon. Where is the poison master now? Jia Zizai asked. I don't know. He hasn't come to the company for more than a year. I'm afraid no one knows where he is except for the chairman. Maybe he's dead? No. Ask your people to find the whereabouts of the poison master. We'll find a way to catch the poison master and let Sir deal with him, Jia Zizai said. This was the solution he came up with after thinking about it for the whole afternoon. That poison must be very painful, right? It's extremely painful. After being poisoned, one's internal organs will feel as if they're on fire. Moreover, there will be poisonous boils on one's body that will fester all over. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's too horrible to look at, said Hu Mei. TSK, should I talk to Sir about this? After thinking about it, they still felt that they should explain this matter clearly to Wang Yao. If it was in the past, they would definitely not say anything and would only choose to leave. Now it was different. After the company collapsed, they were free and their mentality had changed. I'll go with you. What's the matter? Why are you being so mysterious? Wang Yao saw that the two of them had something important to discuss with him, so he directly took them to the clinic. Even Su Xiaoxue did not follow. Sir, there's something I'd like to ask. Did Miss Su suffer from a serious illness 3 years ago? Hu Mei asked. Well, how do you know about this? Wang Yao was very surprised. Was she poisoned? Yes, she was indeed poisoned. Wang Yao's expression had changed. Only her family knew that Su Xiaoxue had been seriously ill. As for what kind of illness she had, even her family was not very clear about it. Yet, Hu Mei had actually said it out loud, which was surprising. What else do you know? I know who poisoned her, Hu Mei said. Who is it? Wang Yao's face changed. His momentum instantly changed. He now really liked Su Xiaoxue and treated her as his wife. She was the person who would accompany him for the rest of his life. He also remembered the suffering she had suffered. The pain of her internal organs being burned and her body festering was worse than death. At that time, no one knew why she was poisoned. They could only be angry and worried for nothing. Now, they suddenly knew the news of the murderer. If the murderer stood in front of Wang Yao at this moment, he would probably kill him directly. As soon as Wang Yao's momentum changed, Hu Mei and Jia Zizai's faces also changed. Just a moment ago, they felt a huge pressure coming on like a landslide. They were facing a person with brilliant medical skills and a master of kung fu. A person called Poison Master, Hu Mei said. I was also involved in this matter. She still said it. You were also involved? I was ordered to cooperate, Hu Mei said. At that time, in order to deal with several masters in the south, Miss Su was accidentally injured. Accidentally injured? Is there an antidote for this poison? No. Where is the poison master now? Wang Yao's tone was very cold. After suddenly hearing this matter, he was very angry in his heart. We don't know, Hu Mei said. We have already asked someone to investigate. Sir, this mistake was discovered by me, Hu Mei said. I am willing to bear any consequences. How did you recognize her? I have seen her appearance and heard the last 2 words of her name. She once suffered a lot of pain. Her life was worse than death. It was not just a day but more than 2 years. Wang Yao's tone was very calm and cold. I'm sorry. This is not a matter of just being sorry, Wang Yao said. Find Poison Master. Yes, sir. When the 2 of them came out of the clinic, their backs were wet. I didn't expect Sir to be so terrible when he is angry. Jia Zizai sighed. Over the years, he had seen many masters and cold-blooded killers, but he had never seen such a majestic momentum from anyone. Now we have to find Poison Master as soon as possible. In fact, they didn't have to be like this. They could have just left. Although they couldn't beat Wang Yao, they could have stayed far away. Moreover, there were only 2 of them. They didn't have any family members or burdens. This was not their hometown, but Wang Yao was different. This was his hometown. They had really changed. They wanted to become normal people. They wanted to pick up the things they had thrown away and hidden in the depths of their hearts. Therefore, they cared so much about this matter. Wang Yao stayed alone in the clinic, thinking about this matter. He was considering whether to tell Xiaoxue, how to tell her, and how to deal with Hu Mei and Jia Zizai. He was not a bodhisattva. He had always been ruthless to those who dared to hurt his family, even if they were just accomplices. Sir. Su Xiaoxue's voice came from outside. She saw that Wang Yao had not returned, so she went directly to the clinic to look for him. I'm in the room, Wang Yao whispered. Are you alone? What are you doing? I'm thinking about something. Wang Yao sighed softly. What's the matter? Why are you sighing? It's nothing. Let's go home. Wang Yao got up and gently hugged Su Xiaoxue in his arms. From now on, I won't let you get hurt again. Sir, you seem to have something on your mind. Indeed, I just found out who poisoned you. After being silent for a while, Wang Yao decided to tell Su Xiaoxue about it. Who is it? Su Xiaoxue stopped. She had been in pain for more than 2 years. That was the most painful memory. A person called Poison Master and Hu Mei. Her. Accidental injury, Wang Yao said. But she can't get away with it. Actually, it's not entirely a bad thing that I was poisoned, Su Xiaoxue said. At least I know you, sir. You really know how to comfort people. If it weren't for the poison, you wouldn't have suffered for 2 years. You would still be a happy princess and live a different life. Yes, maybe I would have known another person, Su Xiaoxue said. Without you, life would be different. In short, the past is the past. I think the most important thing now is to grasp the future. Sir, you don't need to care too much about this matter. I don't think Hu Mei is really a bad person. You can read people's faces. Chapter 8:27. No, but her eyes can't lie, Su Xiaoxue said. Did you say that they are also people with stories? More than stories, Wang Yao said. It is a very wonderful story. If it is written into a novel or made into a movie, it will probably be a hit. Really? Tell me about it, Su Xiaoxue curiously said. The 2 of them are actually killers, Wang Yao said. What? Su Xiaoxue was stunned. Are you serious? Of course, I am serious, Wang Yao said with a smile. I guess that you wouldn't believe me. Listen to me carefully. Wang Yao told Su Xiaoxue about them and the special company behind them. Oh my God! Su Xiaoxue's eyes were wide open. She didn't think that there was such an organization in the world. She originally thought that such things only existed in novels and movies. It was just a story made up out of thin air. This world is very wonderful, isn't it? Did they really kill people? Yes, probably more than one person, Wang Yao said. Wang Yao had learned about the composition of their company from Zhong Luchuan. The so-called directors must have been the most powerful people. How could they be judged to be powerful? An important standard was the glorious performance of the past, the performance of killing people. So, they are criminals? Su Xiaoxue asked. Indeed, they are felons, Wang Yao said. The kind of felons who can be shot once is not enough. What those people had committed was a serious crime. No one could guarantee that the people they had killed were evil people who deserved to be killed. They would definitely affect innocent people, such as Su Xiaoxue. Therefore, what they had done was, in a strict sense, unpardonable. It doesn't look like it, Su Xiaoxue said after being silent for a while. To be honest, his first impression of Jia Zizai and Hu Mei was that they were two good people. He didn't expect that their hands had been stained with blood. Evil people will never mark their evil on their faces, Wang Yao said. On the contrary, most of them look either ugly or gentle, which is easy to confuse people. Did you hear it from them? Yes. Have you ever considered calling the police? Su Xiaoxue asked. She had been a flower in a greenhouse since she was young. She was the apple of her family's eye. She was protected and loved. Naturally, she could not come into contact with the dark things of this world. Until now, it was still the same. The ivory tower was a relatively pure place. Most of the dark side of society had not yet penetrated. It was the same with her thoughts. Call the police and expose them? Yeah. To be honest, I did think about it, but later on, I gave up on the idea. Why? What do you think of circulation? Good, very good, Su Xiaoxue said. She had met the man in his 30s twice. He was very gentle, like a big brother next door, and there was a kind of refined temperament about him. She also knew that he had taken Wang Yao as his master, and was learning kung fu from him. He could be considered as his second disciple. Could he be one too? Are you surprised? I'm very surprised, Su Xiaoxue said. Has he also killed people? Yes, he admitted it himself, Wang Yao said. But, he is different from Jia Zizai and Hu Mei. They are different in nature. Let's just let this matter go, sir. It's in the past. Won't you pursue it? I won't pursue it, Su Xiaoxue said. I'm very happy now. I don't want to think about those unhappy things anymore. Okay, I'll listen to you, Wang Yao said. Although she said that, he knew that Su Xiaoxue still cared about it in her heart. She just didn't want it to affect her life. He could let Hu Mei go for the time being, but he definitely couldn't let the person nicknamed Poison Master go. Sir? A man's voice came from outside. Please come in. Zhou Xiong came in from outside. Sir, I'm here to get the medicine, Su Xiaoxue said. Oh, I forgot about it, Wang Yao said. He saw Su Xiaoxue enter the clinic and did not come over. After waiting for a while, he came again. The use of this medicine is the same as the regather soup. You can continue to take the regather soup. I will remember, sir, Su Xiaoxue said. It was autumn in October. The autumn wind was cool. It was a big day. Wang Yao's sister was getting married. The family got up early in the morning. The house was ready. Many people in the village had come to help. When it came to such an event, the villagers were willing to come and share the joy. Besides, Wang Fenghua and Zhang Xiuying had a good reputation in the village. People were willing to come and help. Most of the villagers had gone to Wang Yao to see their illness. Wang Yao basically did not charge them. His reputation was very good. The sun was shining. It was a good day. Firecrackers were crackling. The wedding procession came to the village. The wedding procession was pasted on the wall. Du Mingyang was overjoyed. He drank several glasses of wine to the two elders to thank them for raising him. Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue stood at the side, holding each other's hands tightly. Su Xiaoxue gave Wang Ru a gift. It was a very beautiful sapphire necklace. It was worth a lot. They planned to marry the bride in the morning and have a wedding banquet at noon. Wang Yao did not tell his friends. He did not know where they got the news. They all came. Wang Mingbao, Wei Hai, Tian Yuantu, Pan Jun, Li Maoshuang, and Sun Yunxing. The village had never seen so many cars. They were all good cars. The village seemed to have never been so lively. Ah, Fenghua's daughter is getting married. It's so impressive. The villagers were very proud. Yes, I don't know how much it will cost. They only have one daughter. They are willing to spend any amount of money. Let's go to the wedding banquet. At noon, the family went to Lianshan County to attend the wedding banquet. Wang Yao's friends also went. It was rare for them to get together. However, Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue were busy helping. They did not have time to sit down and accompany them. Is Sir getting married soon? Wei Hai asked. Yes, it should be soon. When the time comes, no matter who gets the news, you must tell everyone in time. Yes, don't forget about it. They exchanged contact information with each other. They also confirmed the information that they already had. The wedding was lively and festive. Everyone was very happy. That was enough. In the afternoon, Wang Yao finished helping his family. He had time to gather with his friends. In Wang Yao's clinic, there was a pot of tea under the acacia tree. Da Hong Pao. Sun Yunxing was a person who knew the good stuff. He had drunk this kind of tea before. Yes. The ones on Wui Mountain? Tian Yuantu asked. Yes, it was given by Xiaoxue's brother, Sun Yunxing said. Oh, this is good stuff. You may not be able to buy it even if you have money. There were only a few camellia trees. There was not much tea leaves in a year. It was certain to be given to anyone. Sir, there are so many treasures here. Sir, when are you going to get married? I have an appointment with Xiaoxue. We will get married after she graduates from college. Which year is she in? She is in her 3rd year this year. She was delayed for a few years because of her illness. Will she graduate the year after next year? Yes. Remember to let us know when the time comes. Okay. In Jing, thousands of miles away in the Su family's house, Auntie. It was a woman with a beautiful face, but her face was a little pale. She had a graceful figure and a slightly bulging belly. It showed that she was pregnant. How many months? 4 months. Why don't you listen to me? Song Ruaping said with a sullen face. Auntie, I want to try again. I want to have a child. The woman's voice was very gentle, like the wind in May. Try again? Don't you know the condition of your own body? Song Ruaping looked at the child with some distress. That's why I'm here to beg you. What is it? Tell me. Auntie, I heard that you know a very skilled doctor who can cure Xiao Shue's illness. Do you think you can introduce him to me? The woman asked. Okay, I'll ask for you. The woman came in and said a few words. Song Ruaping knew the purpose of her visit. Thank you very much. I'm just asking for help. It's not certain whether he will agree or not. His medical skills are excellent, but his temper is a little strange. I know. It's okay. As long as he agrees, I can go. Chapter 828. I see, Song Ruaping said. Thank you, Su Xiaoxue said. I'll go back now. Did you come by yourself? Song Ruaping asked. A driver is waiting outside, Song Ruaping said. Okay, drive safe, Song Ruaping said. The pregnant woman got up and walked out slowly. Sigh, this child. Song Ruaping sighed. Her health doesn't allow her to have children, right? Chu Lian asked softly. Yes, her health is very poor, Song Ruaping said. Her heart is not good, and she has had 2 miscarriages. She has seen many doctors, and they all advised her not to have children. Now she is pregnant again. Look at her face. Is Xiaoxue still in Lianshan? Song Ruiping asked. I'll give her a call. It would be best if Wang Yao could come. It's not easy for her to get pregnant. It would be best if she could keep the baby, Song Ruiping said. After that, she called her daughter. Okay, I got it, Mom. After hanging up, Su Xiaoxue told Wang Yao about the woman's situation. Her health is poor and her heart is not good? Song Ruiping asked. Yes, I remember hearing from my mother that my cousin seems to have congenital heart disease. She has had 2 major operations, so her health is very poor. Su Xiaoxue's impression of her cousin was that she had been sick since she was a child. I see. When are you going back? I'll go with you, Wang Yao said. Okay, Su Xiaoxue said. Thousands of miles away, in the north, the wind was strong and sand was flying. There was a famous cave Buddha statue there. Every year, there was an endless stream of tourists. There was smoke rising from the desert. It looked very magnificent, but the climate was very bad. It was windy, sandy, and dry. It was fine for tourists to stay for a day or 2. If they wanted to live there for a long time, many people would not choose to stay there. On this day, at dusk, a person came to the county town. It was a middle-aged man wearing a baseball cap. His face was slightly dark. In an ordinary residential area, he came to the door of a house and rang the doorbell. Who is it? A man's hoarse voice came from inside. Gotcha, the door opened, but it wasn't completely open, only revealing a slit. Through the slit, a dark and narrow face could be seen. His eyes were slightly yellow, and his eyebrows were broom-like. Are you really here? It's you? When the man in the house saw the person standing outside the door, he was shocked. After hesitating for a moment, he opened the door and let the man in. After entering the house, the man took off his hat and looked around the room. It was not a big room, less than a square meter. There were 2 bedrooms and 1 living room. The furnishings were very simple and even a little old. There was a special smell in the room, the smell of Chinese medicine. The house isn't big? It's enough for 1 person, the owner of the house said. He didn't make any tea. Instead, he poured a glass of water for the customer. I thought you were dead. I also thought that I would die, but the heavens didn't accept me and I came back to life. The middle-aged man drank a mouthful of water. This water doesn't taste that good. The mineral content is higher, so it's a bit hard. Why did you choose such a place? The weather is not good and the location is remote, the middle-aged man said. I like this kind of weather. You know, I have some problems with my body. The weather here is just nice to alleviate it, the master said. Still not done. I can't get better. I'll just drag it on like this and live one day at a time. Look at what this is. The middle-aged man took out a small vacuum-packed plastic bag from the package he carried with him. There was a flower in it, which was as bright as blood. This is the blood orchid. The owner of the house stood up after seeing the flower. Does it really exist? Take a look. The owner of the house carefully opened the bag. He smelled it first, then tore off a piece and put it into his mouth. He chewed carefully for a while before swallowing it. After a long time, he sighed and calmed down. Good stuff, good stuff. Where did you find it? In a secret place in southern Yunnan, the middle-aged man said. You can live until now because of this flower, right? Yes, it's all thanks to it, the middle-aged man said. Your face is dim and pale, which means that the toxins in your body have not been completely removed, the middle-aged man said. This flower can save your life for a while, but it may not be able to save your life. Not necessarily, the middle-aged man said. I don't think I have any problems. Take a look. The middle-aged man stretched out his hand. The owner of the house reached out and put his hand on his wrist. After a while, he moved his hand away. Incredible! This poison has become a part of your body, the owner of the house exclaimed. Not only is it harmless, but it is also beneficial. I have tried, the middle-aged man said. Those poisonous insects and toxins have no effect on me. I am now immune to all poisons. Ha, you are now a poisonous person, the owner of the house said. If something bites you, I am afraid it will be poisoned to death. Cough, cough, cough. I only brought this much. The middle-aged man took out a box from the package he carried with him and put it on the table. He opened the lid and saw more than a dozen blood orchids preserved in ice. The owner of the house stared at the dozen flowers and was silent for a while before asking, "What do you want to do?" He had come all the way here with such precious things. It was definitely not as simple as visiting an old friend. Moreover, they were not friends at all. They were just using each other. The wind and sand here are too strong, the middle-aged man said. Let's move to another place. The middle-aged man with a dark face stared at him. I am tired, the middle-aged man said. I don't want to run anymore. The middle-aged man looked around the room again. Don't you want to take revenge for what happened back then? How can you take revenge? The middle-aged man asked. You are just a poisonous person now, the middle-aged man said. Can you fight them? Not to mention anything else, that person can easily kill the two of us with just one finger. Don't worry, the middle-aged man said. Think about it again. Take this with you. The owner of the house pushed the box back on the table. Keep it for drinking, the middle-aged man said. It tastes good. He got up and left without looking back. The wind outside was still very strong. In the house, the dark-faced man stared at the blood orchids on the table. Tisk, really, I almost agreed. Whoosh. There was a gust of wind outside. It seemed that sand and stones were hitting the glass, making a crisp sound. He doesn't want to leave here. The middle-aged man went downstairs with a baseball cap. He looked up again and saw the man behind the glass of the house upstairs looking at him. A gust of wind rolled up the dust and sand. Think about it carefully. He turned and left. His back was very lonely. He was alone, like a lone wolf. Thousands of miles away in Lianshan County, the sky was very blue, and the air was very good. Why? Are you going out again? Yes, Xiaoxue is back in Jing, the middle-aged man said. I will take her back and see a patient. Well, spend more time with Xiaoxue, Wang Yao said. You don't have to rush back, Zhang Xiuying said with a smile. Now that her daughter was married, one of her worries could be considered settled. Now, she was looking forward to her son getting married as soon as possible so that she could have grandchildren as soon as possible. You don't have to worry about things at home. Your father and I are here. Well, okay. After Du Mingyang took Wang Ru home to visit his parents, Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue went to Jing together. It was already afternoon when they got off the plane. I am so hungry, Su Xiaoxue said. Let's find a place to eat. Okay. Let's go, Wang Yao said. I will take you to a place. The two of them took a taxi to an old courtyard house. There was no sign. After entering, they found that it was a different world. Some of the old courtyards were very simple and unadorned. It was an authentic private home cuisine. There were several special dishes and a pot of wine. I know you don't like to drink, but this is their home-brewed rice wine. I heard it is very good. Would you like to try it? Okay, I will try it, Wang Yao said with a smile. The wine was sweet and had a low alcohol content. Girls should like it very much. For example, Su Xiaoxue also poured herself a glass. After drinking 2 sips, her pretty face was flushed. Is it good? Well, it is very good. After dinner, the two of them took a leisurely stroll along the old alleyway. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.